2. Stun is beautiful. That's so cheeky with the 3-piece. Beginning after a rough start with a pistol. Somehow it really gets going though. Plan. Get it going. Still a fight to be taken by NAVI. That's really just trying to take tempo into their own hands. But as the pistol round claims,
off a huge play by Nats. Came into it with only a classic in his hand, and such patience demonstrated there too by Liquid, waiting for NAVI to peek into them. If you think about how both of these compositions are going to play on the defense side, NAVI should have more passive information. They have the killjoy setup, they can be throwing out horns and prowlers. This is how they're going to be fighting and using that recon information constantly when the time swap. For now, it's NAVI, they've got Lancy punished for it. All cherished on the NAVI side. And both of these teams have been friendly in eco rounds across the sphere.
can't call into question that individual skill.
No, I don't really think that that's been the issue with NAVI this year. It hasn't been the individual form of the players. It's been finding a team system that really works, compositions that fit them, and wait. Of putting their players in positions to succeed.
Timings. All up, smokes propped up. Close to the corner is Angel. Does he suspect? The reposition doesn't seem likely yet. Wades right into it. Aftershock on top. The stun. Sending it flying with the util as well. Looks like Team Liquid looking to try and clear this one, but again, too much emphasis being placed. Now through. Main choke point. Redgar and Nats landing it. Better weapons for the job. Having been choked out of this one still. Reveal, I believe, Shao. Able to claim that one through the smoke. Zipan as well. This is getting potentially dangerous, but leave it just up to Shao. Not likely to win that one, not against the rifles.
So they save Phantom and a Bulldog here into round 3. And Team Liquid have not been particularly successful at converting these bonuses. This one doesn't look like it's going to have too much behind it. Redgar only bought a Ghost in the prior round, so he could invest some of that economy and build it up. But it's going to have to be fast and explosive for Team Liquid to carry this momentum forward. Still, a much better start than the last time we saw Liquid on Fracture.
Halo. Kayak gini gimana?
Out at Tokyo playing against EG, they got destroyed. This map pool incredibly close between all of these teams. And Angel looks like he wants to fight really early on.
This might be seeing a classic Angel play. He wants to take the initiative for his team. There's a flash blinding them all up. Haunt. Pulls it back.
It's an excellent stun. Great bolt from Yampi. It pushes everybody back from NAVI. And now they're looking to head into Soulcast. Now, Soulcast has been playing on his own here, arcade side, pretty much the entire time, all 3 of these rounds.
That's the danger of it. Yeah, that's the punish. If you get a read on that.
It really doesn't seem like
lupa ganti thumbnail.
He doesn't have the ability to get out the ropes, doesn't have too much utility
lupa ganti thumbnail.
Either, and no support. You know, it's not like playing a Killjoy on the north side where your turret gives you information if there's a crunch going on, or, you know, it's some way of escaping, for example, if you're playing Chamber or something like that.
Call was made here for Liquid. Redgar trying to fake some presence over towards B with the dart and the drone. I feel like, again, a lot of attention is placed there, but nobody's given up their positioning right now to hold it down. It's Sugetsu. Fast lane in his face. Ripping all the way through, can't deal with the turret. Still a lot of angles to watch for. Sugetsu, yep, caught so unaware. Trousers down by his ankle. Still seen it. The back of the sight, got to anchor it, cannot adjust the aim in time. Liquid finding their space now with a pit down as well as looking all but likely that they just steal away the round. It's a scramble from NAVI, desperate to try and get in.
All down to Shao in a 1v3. Does he anticipate Redgar behind? Yes, the adjustment's there.
Works, still got the haunt as well. No reveals.
So difficult to get a reveal in the pit.
Yeah. What a difficult task. The K kicking in lower and lower, and yep, single bullet will do it with a crossfire setup. Plenty of safety there. This is Team Liquid. Really setting the tone, I think, of this map here. Like you're saying, Josh, you know, they've changed up quite a bit with their compositions, but winning the bonus round, keeping it going.
And they came into the bonus with almost no equipment. And it's Nats and Yampi who are just carrying this map for Liquid so far. On top of that, major mistakes from Sugetsu. It's an interesting wall setup that he was using over towards the A site, and he's gone for it again here in the next round, but he was just caught wide out in the open. Had no way of really dealing with the neon fast wall in his face.
Cool's made the try and push out here. Yampy. That's okay, off of his contact. There's a fault line and a flash into the corner. Will collect the 1 kill. Plenty more players waiting though to receive, and yeah, he's diligent with it. Checking the right corners.
Ya, karena gue keluar dari
Push
garis.
out from Navi on the north side of the map, and look, they seem to be ready for it. There's 2 players holding that direction already. What's expected?
And this is the way that Navi like to play. If they're pushed on defense like this, Zipan and Angel are gonna try to.
Kayak gini bisa nggak? Ya udah jelas kan ya, segitu aja udah jelas tadi. Nah, kagak mampu nanti PC internetku.
Remember, this is going to be a battle where both teams are familiar with the other's
Main
play
jelas
style.
kan ya.
Now it's all down to Angel and Zipan coming through on Dish. Soulcast has already spotted them. He can just back up and play with the
Yeah.
rest.
Purposely not planting the spike.
Ya main jelas.
Maybe to farm some orbs or what?
Kita
Not
lagi
too
itu.
sure, but they're collecting the kills anyway, and now they get the plant down. I mean, yeah, give him the ace.
Well, that's going to boost up the energy and the
Anyway,
confidence. Team Liquid are a very momentum-based team. They constantly talk about it, bringing energy into the matches, feeling like they're putting their best out on the server. And when Yampy's 9-1 coming off the back of an ace, sure, it's an anti-eco. You know, he's not facing the most stiff resistance in the world. But even before this, he was still 4-1 winning massive duels for his team and helping them get into good spots on the bonus round. That's how you know things are going well for Liquid.
Feeling good.
Ish, oke.
Redguard very close to
Ternyata
his
apa?
ultimate here. We'll see if Team Liquid have any ult plays cooked up. This is one of the major powers of the Breach Sober compositions, but Yampy's just sending it.
Yeah, all the way through as well, and the bullets, the damage concatenated on top there with the nano swarms.
I think they could have come up with a better strategy there.
Yeah, it was very all in. The first kill going away at Navi, but they haven't been able to convert the rounds after it. It's Team Liquid.
Still Soulcast on his own towards Arcade, now getting reinforcements from Safe. There was an opportunity for CNED to duel him, but he didn't
Gue juga
take
pengen
it.
nonton.
Chose the more safe of the options. They're gathering up here. Redguard's still not really playing for the orb, not playing for any
Ini
kind
apa
of Hunter's
TL
Fury
versus Navi?
idea in this round.
There's danger in this
Tim
as well. The
Bukit
more
versus
you tick the clock down, that showstopper in the back pocket of Zipan becomes a round-winning ult.
But recall what Navi did on the pistol. Same kind of situation as this. Team Liquid cut noise and Navi peeked into them. Going for information, got punished.
30 seconds left.
Let's get to it, a jiggle there. I think he did see something. Angel had to let the paranoia fly as well. There is that trade. Zipan, he's quick with it. Now the showstopper let loose on top of the staircase. And Yemi finds his mark. This time,
Nah.
Team Liquid not able to battle back. Crack into that defense. Navi were
Jelas
very
sih
prepared.
kalau di full kan jelas
But let's
sih.
talk about the ults a little here. Mimi was saying that these Sova Breach compositions can be excellent on Fracture, and they can.
Saya tidak
And
tahu.
we've seen that Evil Geniuses cook up tons of different ultimate plays to carry the momentum forwards and win rounds just like this one. But here, you don't have the Brim ultimate, you don't have the Killjoy lockdown, you don't have the Showstopper, all massive tools that Evil Geniuses usually uses to be able to carry their momentum forwards. If you have a Sova that's one away from getting his Hunter's Fury online, I think that's got to be the priority. And that maybe can be a gap that Navi can exploit. If Team Liquid haven't done the prep into cooking these big ult combos up, maybe Navi will get some easier rounds here.
This is a bread and butter move. The Navi composition, the one-way smoke, a bit of a prowler to set them up on a line. It gives them that A-Horse control, but they've given up a drop as a result of it. Put their attention towards it. 3 players grouped up, and I believe that's a stun being held, yeah, along with the dart. This is definitely a set play. Hunter's Fury, right from the spawn, and all the kills being collected. Combined up, beautiful turn of events, right when they needed it.
That is absolutely wonderful. Choosing to invest it here in round 6 rather than round 5, but Redguard had the perfect angle to catch those players as they went back into sight. That was wonderfully done. An A split with a Hunter's Fury that was excellent for Yampy to be able to capitalize on. So, just as I was having doubts about whether Team Liquid had done their prep work on the attack side, they come out with that one. And now they're starting to build up to a Breach ultimate as well.
Saving.
Things that can
Okay,
keep Navi
nggak apa-apa
constantly
juga
on the
sih.
back foot. Remember, this is Navi's map pick. It's probably their second best map. The way that the vetoes went, Team Liquid got rid of Pearl, which Navi have been incredible at.
Aku
That's why
nonton.
Navi have brought them here to Fracture.
Well, still close to the corner. Trying to hunt down these kills to get to.
Oh, dikejar ya.
He's holding his ground, and still the aim is sharp, isn't it? Good form towards the end of the round. We'll do some economic damage, but still enough money to buy. It feels like, yeah, in the back pocket, plenty of it for Team Liquid.
Ada satu like siapa?
Look at how
Siapa?
well coordinated it is.
By the way, streamku jelas nggak sih?
As Zipan is caught in the corner, it also
Kalian bisa nonton nggak sih di sini? Ya, grafisnya nggak di.
Very clean. And NAVI take a timeout.
Nggak diterima.
Brent, I thought it was so interesting listening
Gue
to the
sebenarnya
press conference before
hafal-hafal
Champions
banget
began.
sih
Much has been made of
pemain-pemain.
Emil going up against Doombros, the two identical twins battling. But one of the things I
Halo
found
Zola, Zola.
is that they said when
Si,
every
halo
tactical
Si, kita
timeout is
nonton
taken
ini
like
dulu
this,
sih. Tadi
they can
dapat
almost
notif
tell
di
exactly what
emoji
the
itu,
other
padahal
brother is going to be
dapat
saying to the team.
notif.
These guys are physiologically identical.
Sekalian aja
They've
di
also
streamingin
gone
gitu kan
down
ya.
almost the exact same career pathway.
Mudah-mudahan aja Albi
Coaching
besok
a
nggak
team,
demam
finding
lagi.
themselves in this kind of spot. They just know what the other's thinking, and it makes these tactical timeouts such a mind game.
Ini yang Indonesia yang mana? Atau dua-duanya Indonesia? Tim Liquid di Indonesia.
They would adjust things just to try and win the mind game over their opponent. This is not just a matchup of two EMEA teams that know each other really well. It's a battle of two IGLs that have a ton of experience. Two brothers in the coaching slot that whenever they have input, have to second guess everything.
Yeah. Secondary plans.
Lewat.
Plans on plans as well, and actions, just in case the other side.
Jelas nggak sih?
Gonna do.
And NAVI have swapped things up here. They've completely rotated the Killjoy to the other side of the map. So Viper
Ininya,
Killjoy playing on
videonya.
the more info-finding aggressive component of the Raze Fade and Angel.
Harusnya bisa sampai 1080 nggak sih?
Try and net them some early control towards Arcade.
Tapi aku nonton di resolusi berapa ya?
Now the drone a little bit further.
Hehe.
Only open, but skips across back to safety, and there's a pit.
Agetsu presumably putting that down because Nats made some noise over here.
Supaya nanti takutnya nggak mampu kalau buat. Lumayan jelas ya kalau di YouTube.
So for Team Liquid, it looks like another slow round that's just this pinch on B.
Pecah-pecah ya.
These have gone well when Navi have peeked into them, but otherwise Team Liquid don't seem
Bisa
to have
pecah-pecah.
that ability to get into the site. Perhaps the breach hull can make the difference here.
Saya jelas. Lumayan jelas kan ya? Dan
Time running
nonton
short.
tim Liquid kita.
40 seconds. It's Viper's pit again. It just pushes Team Liquid to the B site. Should be expecting this one. Zipan still has to watch multiple angles, and here's a Nightfall. In response there, Breacholt going straight wide into their spawn as well, just trying to take the fight straight to them as well. It's going to have to be containment on various areas of the map. Onto the site, Zipan falls though,
Kok kamu, Say?
a late lurk and not expecting that angle. Xiao.
Apanya,
Firebox
Fir?
just popping out in the open. Heads on a swivel. Team Liquid caught Sodam unaware. Redguard still wins his fight out, and Yampi looking as well to get that backstab attempt. Xiao still alive, but it is just left up to Yampi. It's a 1v2. Very wide swing. Xiao still alive. 9 bullets. Make it 7. Has to skip across and try and deny it. Immaculately played by Xiao to get to always.
Champion. Itu mereka dapat gratis nggak sih itu tuh? Skin.
There it is, Emil's favorite
Kalau
skin.
udah terdaftar sini. Atau dikasih sama manajemennya.
Slow attacks into B have just simply not been successful. They're not able to get the same value, and here's what happened over towards Halls. Nats caught CNED, who was trying to push out through the pit and meet up with the rest of the players on B, and it just ended up being a 1-for-1 trade when Nats was essentially out of the fight the entire time. So NAVI have another in very similar fashion to how they got round 5. They're going to look to try and take some tree control as everyone in Liquid sets up for an A split.
Mereka
On either side of the map there's not going to be any contact.
Look at that recon
Players.
dart too that Redguard's throwing. It's all the way from
emang
the
enggak,
south side.
emang enggak.
Has to clear out Dish.
It's cheeky.
Clearly a lot of prep work been put in.
tetap harus beli ya, atau manajemennya dia gitu yang ngasih. Kalau dikasih ya pasti dikasih sih.
Already stacking, aren't they? The exception of just Xiao.
Mereka kan kerja untuk manajemen mereka untuk tim.
He'll be pushing if there was players there, but no, Navi are stacking this. And Team Liquid,
Kayak
they
gitu
still
cara
choose to pull the trigger.
Maju,
Yeah, there's
ya.
the stuns coming through. Gliding down, but Yampi's caught in between 2 players. Nats now left to try and maybe do some work here. He slipped himself into the back lines through the ropes and ships in a night. Is there any
Ya,
expectation?
harusnya kan
Still looking the other
dikasih
way.
lah.
Angel, util in his hand, zip onto the side. Doesn't expect it. The comms go and a miss.
Leaves things in the 2v3.
Oh, ada juga yang matiin major konten tuh dimatiin juga ya ternyata. Ayah sih tuh tembak tuh kelihatan tuh. Nggak gitu dong.
Gotta get a move on here. Cosmic Divide. Gonna split up the site. Bit more palpable potentially. Flash into the corner. Cena don't know. Caught by it. Look at the transfer. Even if he wasn't good for it. The rest of his team hot on the trail, able to put a stop to it.
Some of that momentum
Jadi
definitely petering out here for Liquid after an explosive
settingan monitor tuh kayak gitu ya, miring kayak gitu ya.
The top of the scoreboard, but Yampi is getting caught on more of these entries. You see the adaptation from NAVI as soon as the fast lane went down for Yampi to get into sight. Two of the NAVI players jumped into it. They bloomed a smoke, ran inside the fast lane to catch Yampi. They are putting a lot of resources into shutting down this Neon early, and there isn't enough support.
Apa aja yang beda?
Same play again here, same recon dart. The orb to take a little bit of Hall's control. And Navi look like they're
Settingan monitor.
Angel and Zipan are fast out through the north side, and red pings light the map up.
Onto the north side, yeah.
Liquid, no.
It's been called, expected now.
Nah,
And Liquid
2 versus 2.
seeking to contain,
Dum,
seeking to
pala,
get that
bocor.
information. But across session's not good. Angel's made to look like an absolute bloody genius. Impeccable form, even with him falling. The space has been created and the spike is dropped in the middle of nowhere.
This one is going to be an almost impossibility for Redgar and Nats to recover. Everybody on Navi controlling that area.
Kata-kata pro player kan kayak gitu. Ya, iklan. Oh, ternyata monitorku bisa dimiringin juga tah. Oh, tapi nggak semiring itu, dikit doang, kayak 15 derajat doang. Ngapain aku nonton di HP pakai 1080 144 ya, di ngeblur, yang penting kan bisa baca kom.
This stream contains fast flashing images that may affect viewers who are susceptible to photosensitive epilepsy or other photosensitivities. Viewer discretion is advised.
One more round will do it.
Aku ngetik apaan tadi?
Yeah, Angel.
Aku ngeklik apaan tadi?
I mean, again, the aggression is there, isn't
Oh, itu mundur.
Shy away from it. When he has
Salah
an idea
ketik
and a
gak
read on
sih?
the map, what's going on?
Salah klik gak sih?
Always going to be the first one to take that
Is it?
contact. This is where we're really starting to see
Line
how
up.
deep does that Team Liquid playbook run. It's a new composition. What else have they cooked up? Because the idea is starting to run dry ever so slightly. Preparation in order with this one. Dart down to the side, making it feel like again that A presence, but this time
Itu kemana reconnya?
it's Team Liquid trying to
Ke
work
A situ.
towards arcade.
Ke drop. Waduh,
Don't have tree control.
And previously, this
ini
orb was
attackernya sama
really being
Navi ya,
followed up.
Navi.
So Team Liquid may disrespect it. Redgar's using his drone over towards halls instead of using that to re-clear trees, so Angel's got himself in a spot where
Ya parah.
he may well get value. And even if he does get pushed, punished, he has his ultimate to be able to escape.
WK.
Great awareness from Yampi, checking the high ground there for Zipan.
And is that the opening that they were hunting for? Well, that and more. With Angel falling 3v5. Has to be heroics and shout, you can do it.
Waduh, 1 HP, 1 HP. Siapa yang
Now
1
into the
HP
retake.
tadi?
I mean, Cena with the operator in his hands, not a chance in hell. Not going to be doing that with a player disadvantage. Have to get out of there and save. So, well set up round from Team Liquid.
It is, but almost in some sense, just a slow contacting and clearing out the players from Navi who are in spots that you know, were a little more dangerous. You can't really say that about
Kayak gitu
Zipan.
tuh
Holding
saving
onto the
mereka.
generator,
Emang mau
very
saving tuh
common, but also
katanya.
great awareness, I think, from the other side of things for Team Liquid to have crosshair placement trained in that specific spot. It's often an area that ends up catching people out. And I think one of the reasons that they can afford to do that is that there just hasn't been aggression coming from tower. When CNED's been playing in that spot, he's been playing passively, hold up inside tower, not looking
They're
for aggressive
winning.
swings. So they're not worried about it as they get through arcade. They can only focus on one of those angles. Speaking of CNED, you know, he's had this lockdown for a long time. We saw him recently make the move over to Killjoy, and I think he's still adapting, picking up the operator now, and he's kind of playing hard anchor, which hasn't given him many opportunities to use the lockdown in some kind of retake setup. So they're missing the value that that ultimate could provide as we head deep here into this first half.
Really just being waiting there. Yeah. So a steady lead being held in game by Team Liquid, but here we go. There's a response. Util being used, and they are backed all the way out of there. The showstoppers just pulled out of Zipan, close to the corner, but no value at all. It's a full evacuation, Team Liquid, but right into the operator this time. That's getting caught on the lurk, but still that arcade control is Liquid's.
This is going to make things very difficult for CNED, right? They want to try and maintain some level of presence over towards the site, but Team Liquid have arcade control. They're trying to get up into tower.
Lah, ke-stop.
At the moment too. Thankfully, CNED doesn't have that a lot.
Aduh. Nggak bener ini hostnya nih.
So it gives him and Shao just a little bit of safety as Team Liquid back off from B. Regrouping with their IGL who's taking
Ke-stop tadi, ke-stop.
They wanted to go towards A, but no.
Astaga. Monitorku mati pula.
Making the presence with the drone. It's been a regular theme so far. There's attack side of Team Liquid. But it's not pulling many of these players away. Some of them are starting to move away. CNED doesn't know if they've crossed. It's all over the place, isn't it?
I mean, CNED doesn't know if they're in tower right now too.
With the operator out in the open, I mean, he's got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. He's got to back away and pray to his team.
Udah kelihatan lagi nggak? Tadi ada mati nggak? Di kalian mati nggak? Enggak kan? Monitornya mati tiba-tiba. Aku mau majuin dikit gitu. Ketarik. Kabelnya ketarik.
I think that's been one of the biggest issues actually with NAVI this year is trying to put CNED in positions where he's comfortable. And here, I'm not sure that in terms of his positioning it particularly was, but he's got so much skill. His ability to read where his opponents are coming from in that situation, immaculate too. Side. And if Soulcast tries to take space in arcade,
tadi aman ya, nggak ada mati ya? Ya kan yang mati monitornya ya, bukan ini.
The ropes this time, doesn't want to get caught out.
Bukan program.
Grouping with the rest of them. Still that tree control is theirs. Tunnel as well. Looks like that's where.
Tuh champion knife itu.
Decides to push deep into it. Angel. He's got his rifle locked onto it.
Oke, last round. Ya, ini last round kan ini.
So safe, so slow. What you come to expect some of these teams. This time the drone coming in. Actually, there's a lot of players behind this one. The Haunt is good though. That's going to be a tag onto the one. What a kill! Right onto Yampi. Calling Thundersent flying. Viper spin into the show. Hunter's Fury. They are chucking the kitchen sink at this.
Smoker M2 emang iya 2.
30 seconds left. Have to see that plan coming down for the extension. But just following the Prowlers right to the prize. Zipan is collecting. Guy's an absolute monster, but finally shut down. That's taking matters into his own hands. 20 seconds left. Spike has grabbed it. There's a player watching, and the lockdown finally getting that value. It's all up to Redguard, not a chance.
And
NAVI tie is up at 6-6 in the first half of Champions 2023. It's a tight game, a close one,
beli bandelnya, dibeliin manajemennya dong
If you
harusnya.
thought this was going to be defined by the big battle of safe against CNED, it hasn't quite gone that way. With that being a brief Killjoy matchup.
Sentinel itu nggak penting, nggak juga ding.
First quarter dominated by Yampi and Nats until NAVI found a way to respond.
healer itu nggak penting bagi mereka. Itu ada 2 initiator, ada 2 smoker. Yang tim siapa tuh, tim Navi ya, dua smoker. Initiator satu initiator, satu sentinel, satu apa satunya lagi? Siapa initiator? Sentinel, duelist lah ya, yang penting. Oh ya, yang itunya juga ya. Oh bener juga, Viper, Astra.
Especially since it's Yampy playing the Neon. This is an unusual agent for him, but I think they combined it really well, using the Neon to distract those relay bolts to hold people in place with that dart to then go out and use the Sova ultimate. But the thing was, it wasn't these rounds that defined the half. It wasn't like EG where it's ult combo upon ult combo.
Ini teaternya 2 malahan.
Down to the mid rounding a lot for TL, where Navi was winning in these late rounds.
Ini teater 2.
I think if Navi went back and looks at this.
Ya, smoke kan bagi mereka kan penting ya. Smoke kan satu orang maksimal biasa 2. Apa 3 kan? 3 nggak cukup sih smoke.
And I think without that, Navi wins this half convincingly. That said, I want to give Liquid their flowers like you just did. I love
Bang, ngomong apaan Bang? Gak bisa bahasa Inggris. Ada subtitle gak?
For Navi in that first half, it was interesting because it was almost
subtitlenya nggak nyala.
the proactive player taking space. It was never Zipan. I expect that to change in this half. And for Navi, I think it's a question of how do you deny this Neon space? Because Liquid with double initiator Neon is going to want to be really aggressive on the extremities, pushing forward with a dart, a stun, and
Saya nggak hafal juga ini tim-tim yang Indonesia ini yang mana? Tim Liquid itu ya?
Yeah. Mostly contested matchup between two teams that are so familiar with one another. But let's go ahead and send it right back over to Brendan Sideshow and take us through this second half.
We said this was going to be a game of parity. You think about the identical twin head coaches, you know, the IGL Omen players that love to make the risky plays. And yeah, 6-6 half is what we're staring at.
Secondary. Iya, kan Omen kan basically dia bisa jadi apa, duelist juga. Astra kan side role dia sebagai apa dia tuh, sentinel. Astra kan bisa sebagai sentinel kan ya. Bukan Indo dua-duanya deh. Nggak tahu, saya nggak paham. Tim Liquid gimana? Bukan. Nggak paham, saya ikutan doang. Promo doang.
Where is this spike? What is the call here? The call to push into spawn. This is a complete adaptation. Redguard could be an absolute hero here to stun, to capitalize on that. And the util is good. It's fantastic. It's still coverage is there into the smoke. What am I watching? It's anarchy.
That's the spike again.
2 versus 2.
Safe has it. Knocked down right by his feet.
Picked up though. And so, which way does this go? I mean, the smoke's still covering their exits, but again, tip top, it's just pure RNG. Oh my god.
Safe finding value there, but that was also Soulcast's smoke that even allows Sugetsu to escape in the first place. Can Xiao win this? What is that headshot?
Basically full run is what it felt like.
Saya cuma
Saya
cuma promo, nggak paham apa-apa. Namanya juga nonton doang.
Shot goes wide, stun, missing, doesn't hit it though. It's safe with 3 to finish. And a pistol round for Team Liquid, man.
That is a pistol round for the ages. That's an unbelievable one. What an audible to call from Angel there. And I think that's been another theme actually of Na'Vi throughout this year, is overcooking situations like that just a tad. You could see the idea. You can definitely see what he's going for there. And there's only Redguard holding him back. The issue is, when Safe has a fault line
Itu
in the
clutch
spawn
tadi ya.
and you're all running single file into Redguard, that fault line connected on everybody and it just stalled the entire pivot. Madness though, absolute madness that puts Team Liquid up 7-6. The reaction in the Netherlands the same as mine here.
Berarti yang ini yang keren pas siapa, Sugetsu dia di B. Oh itu yang Navi plan di A kan.
Prioritizing orbs onto CNET.
Sugetsu tuh Navi ya?
Massive tool.
Enggak, dia ada Viper-nya di B, yang lain plan di A. Udah di plan kan? Yang itu ngehan, mereka hunting. Mereka hunting. 3 orang. 3 kena kill. Gegara hunting. Ini nggak paham nih yang mana yang Navi, yang mana yang TL. TL yang mana nih? Navi C4. Oh ini. Shao Sugetsu.
But apart from that, they have no passive info coming from a Killjoy or a Cypher or anything like that. They're gonna need to be pushing and info peeking.
Oh, ini Navi
That
attack
offers
dah.
opportunities for Navi to punish. See here again, Soulcast forced to give up a horse control because he's worried about Dish.
Oh ya bener kan Sugetsu tadi yang ini ya. Dia apa setting di B, di hunting, malah dapat kill, panen kill dia. Wih, one tap pakai stinger.
Easy pickings on the anti-eco.
Bulldog gitu ya.
That's what you need to see.
Itu bulldog.
And Redgar saving that recon dart to be able to support Soulcast in his job anchoring the site instead of using it for information. Something to keep an eye on as we head deeper into this. Team Liquid with a much better bonus round buy this time in the second half.
One tap, wah. One tap bulldog, bulldog, wow, bulldog.
So how does
Udah low semua kah?
they're gonna fight into tree. This looks all in.
3 dia panen. Segampang itu kok main Palo. Astaga. Ouch.
Look how deep Angel already is.
Segampang itu kenapa bisa kalah kita kemarin turnamen.
The timings that Angel finds are so feast or famine. They're taking that 1v1, but finding the timing, finding the opportunity, and winning the duel against Yampi.
Armor tipis mungkin. Tadi udah kena hit juga tuh mereka tadi.
I don't think you do.
Bulldog tetap cuman berapa, 78 kan? 78 headshot.
Positioning is going to be fantastic here. They control tree and arcade. A breach shell just can't hit everybody.
They'll make a go of it. Fault line being held.
If you get a couple of picks, of course.
Ya padahal tinggal nembak pala ya. Susah juga kita musuhnya kemarin Diamond, Pak. Sedangkan kita Iron, Bronze, Iron, Silver. Musuh kita Diamond nih, dipantatin.
Bullets attacking, slowing them down, but it looks like everybody's going to be able to get away safely.
Lah, ngapain?
And Safe and Soulcast throw
Ngapain?
themselves into more. An extremely gentle bonus round, especially compared to what we saw in round 3.
110. Apanya 110?
All rifles maintained. When Zipan gets going, and if Angel's hitting entries too, this attack side could be very difficult for Liquid to deal with. They have the lead for the moment. Redgar is picking up the Sova operator.
Okay.
You always know there's going to be something when Angel and Redgar are on the field, but I didn't think we were going to see this.
Not going to anticipate it, are you? Great tool to stop the contact plays.
Ah.
In your face. Not much.
A chance.
Reposition.
Oh, ternyata nge-smoke di situ bukan sesuatu yang buruk. Attacker tuh ternyata boleh nge-smoke di situ, menghindari OP. Oh iya juga ya. Oke gitu. Nge-smoke-nya di dice kalau di fracture.
No big odds to try and push this one back, is it?
Or is he?
I mean,
Redgar's going the opposite way.
Anchoring onto the side, you really just have to get out of here.
He's got the shock dart lineups and the aftershock as well.
Yep. Is the
Bulldog berapa? 110. Oh iya.
It misses. 2 players detained. Not a chance.
And there it is. That's the gambit that Team Liquid went for. I didn't even spot exactly where those shock darts ended up landing. But there is a bit of variability
Tahu
in
gue
terms of
ternyata
where you put the
attacker
lockdown
tuh
in top
kalau
and still get value.
Yeah, the round
tapi
has gone to
tapi
Bwang.
ayokan seperti kita, seperti saya masih susah memprediksi orang itu pakai OP atau enggak.
It's a great point.
Mereka tahu dari mana sih gitu? Dari ini kah?
Not many people do.
So I'm unsure exactly what
Hitungan ini kah? Ngitung dicatat kah hitungan credits-nya?
So that's given Navi another incredibly clean round. This economy is
Kalau
gonna
cuma
be
satu
strong.
agak gambling ya. Kalau cuma satu smokernya
3K at the end of this for the one
gambling
round.
banget. Nih kalau smoker
Suppression
2
for Team Liquid.
nggak apa-apa buang-buang smoke di situ kan ya, untuk menghindari
They're hunting out this
apa tuh?
Take it out of safe hands, paranoia. Does
Aduh.
miss, but yeah. Out into the
Pecah.
open.
Menghindari OP.
Look at him.
Soalnya kan spotnya pasti di dekat-dekat dice itu.
8-8, it's
Ya
even
mungkin dia
up,
maju lagi itu.
as we're expecting, and another timeout now going to be called here by Team Liquid.
We've seen things from Sean's perspective here in the replay. Just easiest cleanup for Navi. So we're heading into a tactical timeout here by Team Liquid as well, as they try to reassess what the situation is. They're going into an eco for the next, so this one really about how they're going to adapt in round 18 once they have guns back available.
Tapi masa nggak dapat bundle itu sih dari Valorant?
Into this tournament was focusing on their discipline and
Tim yang
cohesion.
masuk ini masa nggak dapat bundle? Harusnya dapat dong. Mana sih Valorant?
If they want to overpeak sometimes, if that's something that they're doing because they're confident, he'll let them. He doesn't want to keep them too closely leashed. But in the run-up here to Champions, he's trying to create a more cohesive Liquid, a more disciplined Liquid. A Redgar on operator Liquid.
Yeah, I was rolling back the rounds in my head, and I was like, I'm not really seeing as much evidence of this, but listen.
I mean, I do feel like that's what they're aiming for with this kind of composition. They're
Screen.
having, you know, it be based on
Yang join PCT dong dapat. Oh ini masih eliminasi.
Yeah.
Ini apa? Layak.
Soulcast has been
Ini apa
outspoken
eliminasi
in
emang?
terms of the areas of the map that he's been taking, although I think he's
Oh
been
masih eliminasi ya? Eliminasi ya?
The question for me is really how they deal with Navi. Now let's take a look at this.
Tadi itu sih ini banget ya itu.
Yeah, shocks were nowhere
Oof.
near, were they?
Oh, there they are. You just see them to the left of the screen.
Harusnya
Maybe being placed for a different position of the lockdown, but
kesini aja kan ya. Kesini satu-satunya spot mereka bisa kabur dari detainnya Killjoy kan. Gak bisa mau kesini udah dikejar kesini doang gitu. Ke spawn mereka doang.
NAVI, lots of chances here. Risks need to be
Sayang
taken.
banget.
That's what you see in that
Tadi
full
dua
line push out,
kena
defensive
detain
aggression
itu, aduh.
to the north side of the map here by Team Liquid.
Nobody ready to punish, and I'm not sure that Angel even got the information that Northside has been compromised. The Navi players left very early on.
Could end up with the round coming down to guesswork, but look at this, fully stacked up.
Eh,
Team Liquid now
hanya
actually running
kosong.
all the way to A.
Oh dia jadi hot. Oh
NAVI
keduluan
also
mereka
grouped up, not wanting to
dong.
give away the advantages. They want to be playing together, nice and tight, so that they can trade.
55 seconds on the clock. Redgar got the recon dart back, so he's got that available to
And
try
they are
and punish.
grouped up. Yeah, Team Liquid. They have presence. They have bodies here. It's about hitting the shots at this point. Lovely recon. There's the punish with a fault line. Yeah, the stun. Listen, it was good. Supportive utility there, but still Angel, man. He's ripping them apart, isn't he, with the rifles? Just can't quite get it done with the Sheriffs.
Siapa yang punya spike?
Nats has picked up a Vandal here. If there was going to be anybody to make this round winnable, it could be him.
It's now the open. Door opening.
Caught on the rope.
Yeah, to get to. Taking him out here. Just min-maxing, making sure that they can prioritize. Still with 10 seconds left. There's the plant. No chance for
Oh
Soulcast
saving
here.
mereka.
They know his positioning. I mean, you'd have to toggle, basically, the big stage to pull anything like this off.
Fight for yourself.
Situation for him, but it's more about, if you can, trying to put a bit of suppression on the Navi economy, because it's currently out of control. You look at Sugetsu, CNED, Zipan, these guys are going to have almost max money. That's a good one. Make Zipan have to rebuy the rifle. These kind of things could end up being important if both teams are able to put more rounds on the
Kabur
board.
Astra. Ya no chance, no time.
Need to see some more ideas, though, now from Team Liquid. Was their half buy round? They're going to have
Bunuh diri kayak gitu dapat duit emangnya?
But the lead has been taken by NAVI.
Suicide
This is
kayak
where
gitu dapat tambahan
just had a
credit.
chokehold on this map. Their map pick. It looked like early on Team Liquid had a very good read. I think that first half they had plenty of fantastic ideas. We saw the big ult dump on that one round where they punished the A-halls the Na'Vi like to play on the defense side. So there were clear ideas and counter-stratting at play, but
This is going to be
Dapat tuh,
ridiculous, man.
dapat.
We've got Yampi with the neon operator trying to peek into.
Kalau mati berapa sih credit? Oh, sama ini ya menuhin. Tapi dia udah penuh ultinya. Ult point.
close to the corner here, stuns are there. Angels TP'd in front.
It's a great position to TP to, actually. You get such a wide swing on the
Yeah,
up.
and you just don't expect it. It's so unorthodox, man. Any potential timing, he made no noise whatsoever. Look at it, slipped his way into the side dart. Just about getting that tag onto the one. Soulcast, that is just instinct on display. Shots rattled off
Tadi
through the choke point.
buang-buang
Now
senjata,
now to try and
maksudnya
get
apa ya?
a breather in the round.
Kok saya tidak dapat?
Very weak. And still that breach shot.
Tidak
Safe.
paham.
Holding onto it with these kills.
Beliau tadi buang senjata
He's just through
maksudnya
the
apa ya?
smokes. With the spam might even get another one. There it is. No fair fight.
Pas kena nightmare buang senjata itu gimana ya konsepnya? Hah? Nggak paham.
Giving him the fights now to CNED. But again, what a task he's got. Sidestep.
Ini belum pelan.
Avoid the stun and wider face once more, but no, with 3 players against him. There's that discipline being showed. And again, even.
You take a look at the replay here, though. One of the big issues is that Na'Vi are too predictable on their timings of when they're
Isep.
coming to the site. They go for it. A big
Iya kena
round here.
nightmare buang senjata. Gimana ya? Tidak paham saya.
But one of my major issues is while they're up 5v4 and they've been very good at being able to get those
Kaget juga.
attacking first
Ya.
kills all this year, they immediately pivot into a site hit every time.
Nggak mungkin gitu, nggak sengaja
We
kepencet.
have an op-v-op battle happening here, although CNED is on the other side.
Kalau kayak saya kan emang sering ya nggak sengaja kepencet gitu kan.
Really conditioning, but given that space. Nice and early. Yampi sets himself up.
Team Liquid's composition has to fight. No, Angel
He sees the
again.
barrel. He sees the barrel. Misses the chance though.
So close.
Cover going out.
That is dancing with death for Yampi. He's trying to work on that internal clock of when the team could have worked their way under through tunnel without making a footstep. And to be fair to him, he was perfect.
Oh, mereka nunggu semua kena dapat info baru
Off the recon.
baru
The one shot though going wide. And what a noise being made.
ngetet.
Na'Vi trying to hide their
Ting.
presence, make it difficult to tell which.
Tuh, bagus banget Astra sama ininya nunggu.
I love this smoke as well from Angel. It's obscured the sightline from Yampi. These players over by B are going to
Astra Vipernya nunggu.
There's 3 on A, and that's where the spike is heading with 30
Tambah
seconds.
lagi
Yeah, no
breach.
time, safe in position with the rolling thunder. This just feels like a lost round almost instantly. The time scale that they've been trying to play this one, a haunt into the back of the side. The rolling thunder's being used preemptively to try and bog out these players.
Ult.
17 seconds left. Everybody pushed and corralled into close quarters
No
here.
time.
Cosmic Divide just again.
There's no time.
Pushed right in front of them. Angel is right behind enemy lines and he can't win these fights out. 6 seconds left. There has to be the spike being planted. Is there time? I believe so. And still
Ush.
down. All the
Tinggal
sidelines
1
there.
detik
The
doang
shots
loh.
landing is up to Soulcast and Yampi.
Yampi's going to be able to exchange the operator for a rifle, so he does still have a chance. Stun would be good.
Just trying to isolate one of the fights here, but it's so damn difficult. It's a high-low setup. Drop control still there. CNED watching it with the off. Here's the ult. Showstopper against the wall. Damage done, but no kill netted. Distraction play from Soulcast, but again, it's ticking. The spike down and down. Time available, not there. This just felt like an impossible round to win for Na'Vi, yet somehow, somewhere, they pulled it out.
And I don't know how. They had 10 seconds on the clock. Angel was the only player that Omen ulted into sight. They still had Nats on the high ground of A to deal with.
Oh, tadi
They bullied their
ulti
way through
Omen.
all of that defensive utility and managed to get
Keren
that.
sih.
That's a ridiculous round.
Yeah, look at this. Right down to the wire.
Just trading people out excellently on this slow siege.
A second to spare when the plant's going down there.
I can't believe it. There's so many things.
Gimana katanya?
Second, just trading people out excellently on this slow siege.
Kok ulti omen? Gua ngomong apa?
Yeah, pain.
Enggak loh, enggak.
That's what it means.
Salah.
These
Salah
are the small moments.
Salah,
Delicate things that can make a
salah
difference between a win and a
terjemahkan.
loss.
And look at this group up. Players are meeting them pound for pound. Zipan! Oh, the man with the plan. What is that?
Easy win
Maybe
ini,
not
easy win.
so, still, I mean, that is just
He's just jiggling left and
Yep.
right. AD, tapping people while he's in the dead zone. What is that?
fantastic movement.
When Zipan's on raise, anything is winnable. That's another thing that Na'Vi have shifted heading into Champions. CNED occasionally taking a bit more of a back seat for Zipan to play the solo duelist, rather than experimenting with those Yoru Fate compositions that everyone loved from Na'Vi.
So lock that away. Do not bring that out.
But Zipan's been absolutely magical on raise.
Yeah.
He's
Masih di AA aja tuh nunggu.
Definitely that comfort roll.
This has put Liquid in a really horrible spot again. They
Oh kayak
forced him
gitu
to
ya.
go down.
Kalau player tuh emang dikejar kan kayak gitu ya. Kalau main supaya cepat selesai.
No chance of reclaiming a rifle.
Apa
as
itu
well.
post plan gitu ya?
Saving his guardian doesn't feel nice.
Ayo pre-kill ini.
I mean, these players could easily get pinched and lose what little they already
They
have.
already are being pinched. Position is known here. Just gotta find the angles in time. It's all up to Nats, and he won't survive. Na'Vi. It's 11 to 9. Bank
Saving.
is booming. Plenty of money.
Ya kalau
still.
saving tetap
Liquid will
dikejar
score,
gitu.
knocked down. Almost absolutely nothing.
Here comes the timeout from Team Liquid. Look at this from Zipan. Oh,
Yeah.
it's the lineup towards the end as Yampi and Soulcast just stack on top of each other.
Mereka saving ngumpul gitu. Kalau kita saving masing-masing misah. Udah 3-1 baru kabur.
You know, that's what's going to happen in some of these spots when the pressure gets to you. I don't really like the way that Team Liquid have been playing their defensive round, Brent, and I'll tell you why. Their composition doesn't have any of that passive information gathering, and so your two options are to try to fight for areas of the map on defense, to play aggressively over towards, you know, let's say tree, and then you back off and you try and re-push
Time out.
another area, and so you're constantly finding new information around the map and creating presence. Or the other option is to try and get, you know, some passive information from an off.
Oke, kita ambil minum dulu kalau kayak gitu. Ya
Ya
kan kalau kita saving ya udah not winnable tuh. Kalau masih 4 versus 2 atau 3 versus 5 tuh masih nge-push aja gitu. Tinggal 1 baru kabur.
Even with the right strategy now, it would be almost impossible to dig their way out of. Na'Vi look like they should be able to wrap this one up very quickly.
They need 2 more rounds. This one should be handed to them unless something goes right. Lots of ults still left to be used. I mean, Yampi does have the overdrive. Redgar maybe could cook something up. Hunter's Fury, but for now, fully grouped up. Na'Vi all on the south side of the map. Here it is, yeah. It's proactive, it's aggressive, but it's a paranoia. Fantastic time with that one. Angel TPing all the way out of there. I thought he was TPing even deeper. Damage being done behind the box. Dodging, juking, but Xiao finally lands the shots there. Bullets raining down onto them.
Oke, balik lagi.
Push out through onto the tree side.
Nah, kosong yang nonton.
Being able to pick one up with his favorite gun, the Ghost, is what made Team Liquid's ecos so phenomenal when they were playing in the regular season. But here, still in a 3v4, and those weapons, you know, lost in places where there's no way to pick them up. And Xiao's weaponry is not going to be retrievable by Team Liquid.
Boom. Oke.
So this has got to get done with Sheriffs and Ghosts.
Suka kaget itu yang merah itu yang ini yang defender.
Nats is going for
Yang
it.
merah
What
itu
a
attacker.
block it is.
Robe, he spotted it.
There's
You have
no
to
way.
hold your ground though. You have to hold.
No one's looking.
No one's looking towards it.
There's no way.
No question marks on the mini map, and he sped it all the way up. There's a gun for you. What a play! Got to do it. Backs against the wall. Safe. Gets his way out of there. No longer anchoring towards the back, just rattling off the shots, and there's
Oh
definitely
iya tadi
damage
mereka
done.
ya pantesan mereka saving
Get
karena
planted still. So 3 versus 2.
kalau kalah tuh berapa sih dapat ini?
Get in place to get to. Trying to
Dapat
close this one
duitnya.
out cleanly.
Kalau menang kan 3.000. Kalau
Advantage
kalah
synergy though, when CNED's holding with the operator. Exactly follow up inside the pit.
No, he doesn't have any kind of angle, I don't think.
Does Nats choose to invest his own? holding it in his hands as the counter pit layered on top. It's almost perfect.
Kalau dibalas kayak gitu gimana?
Completely overlapped. Where will the dice fall here? Comes down to it, a bit of RNG, lining up the bodies. It's even, so far safe. He's ran them down and seen it with the operator. Sticking onto it, rifle gained, damage done still. Everyone's weak and they all fall down.
A Team Liquid took their risks, they took the gambles, and in the end it did not pay off. Nats tried his very best. But the investment of that Viper's Pit,
Emang kalau ditutupin pakai ulti Viper emang jadi apa? Makin tebel dong. Keren sih. Shit.
NAVI only need one more.
Rounds already begun.
Terlalu maksa tadi mereka tuh. Harusnya
No time to set up his turret.
lepas dulu gitu.
He was late towards the north side. Angel walking up, Solcast just spots it. Damage being done, a tag with the bullet, but not enough to really bring down his opposition. And now there's a pace increase. All the way onto the side, but Yambi's still watching it with the op. Disengaging, dodging away from all this utility with the Nightfall scattering across. I'll be definitely finding it difficult now to get a bit of a foothold here. One player onto the side, they have to make a call to try and fight, and it's over towards Sand. Still the spike is in halls, and Angel, he is in no man's land. He used 2 TPs to get into this spot.
He's got to be able to get them out of it.
OP. Siapa yang pakai OP? Jumpy.
Behind the box.
Another smoke up in 5 seconds. He could use that to try and isolate a duel or get himself out.
Jagain OP-nya sih.
Dart. Everything being used.
Oh,
Attention
ketutupan.
dragged towards him.
Say.
Safe. Marching towards the objective, but no. Backing away, playing it because they realize they have time, and well, spamming the common angles once more. Shao's going to be falling.
They shouldn't be allowed to plant here. Safe and Rega both have ultimates that can stop it.
Tap once more, looking for the fights here. Completely grouped up, but yeah, Team Liquid. They had the advantage there in that round. It was handed them. See it 12 to 10. Not a chances now that Navi has to close out this map.
Oh iya juga ya, nurun HP itu ya. Jadi kena klasik diinjek aja kakinya tuh langsung meninggal gitu ya. Injek kaki langsung meninggal gitu. Ya juga ya. Kalau pandangan tetap ini kayak HP-nya berapa sih? 1 ya, tinggal 1 HP kan kalau kena smoke Viper ya. Nah, yeah.
Counters CNED trying to go for any kind of space acquisition, taking control of the B site with this lockdown.
Again, lacking that information, aren't they? See it. Got having to jiggle with the knife out.
Yampi's actually taking a lot of space in A holes, and that's going to be beneficial for them.
Kayak gitu cara pakai TP-nya Omen.
Early information towards A, so they can stack 3B. They don't have a bad defensive setup.
You should run.
Made over the top. There's a lockdown. There's a Hunter's Fury to try and push this back and actually deal with it, and this time Nats, yeah, definitely aware of it for the towers push. Rolling Thunder.
But that's every ultimate. The 2 big ultimates have been used, and Navi still have a minute to work with. Sure, they're in a 4v5, but I think you've got to consider that a bit of a win.
Entire time though, Yampi has held on to that A-hole.
Ayo Navi, comeback bener dong. Apa tadi? 5-0 kalau nggak salah tadi. Apa tadi dia TL lumayan unggul tadi di awal.
They can get into the side itself. There it is. Follow the traces, and Nats will just pounce. 3 in a round in total. Shao left to do so much more, and he just cannot get it done. 12 to 11, Team Liquid.
Dia jadi 1 HP ya, benar juga.
One more to bring it to OT.
Nats has just been the hero for Team Liquid.
Okay, one last.
He was at the beginning of the first quarter here on Fracture. He was electric. And now here finding all the important kills. He caught a spot of CNED early on.
Apa itu?
He was positioned at dice, repositions into tower, deals with CNED,
Flawless.
through the smoke, and then also catches the player in tower. He's trying to
keren sih Flawless.
Amazing play from Nats. He's up 20 and 14. That's what Emil needs. Star player stepping up.
Ya Navi tadi, Navi TL unggul di awal tadi.
It's NAVI. They realize it. The chances have been slipping away from them to close this map out. Nice clean fashion without it going to the OT.
Kalau nggak 5-0, 4-0 gitu di awal.
Rounds in this half have still been massively in favor of NAVI.
Dia unggul.
Team Liquid won the pistol, you know, both times. NAVI is still 12-11 up. But that kind of stuff, it doesn't really matter if
Kita
Liquid's
lihat
able to
dulu ya
find
berapa
those
kosong tadi di awal.
rounds that end up making the difference.
Aku pengen tahu.
The rounds that count for more than just one. Now Zipan is going to be one away from his showstopper here. There's definitely a plan that NAVI can concentrate.
Mana sih 1 jam dong udah mulai.
And like I said in the prior, with the Hunter's Fury and the Rolling Thunder being removed from the game, Team Liquid don't have the same level of tools. They're
Kita
going
lihat dulu. Mundur sedikit. Ya,
to
disconnect.
make the difference here.
5-1 tuh kah?
On A. NAVI take a timeout.
The one-way smoke, a bit of a prowler to set them up on a line.
5-1 doang, enggak 5-0.
And hold some of that passive map
Ya
control.
5-1 tadi kan.
Meanwhile, on the other
Ya
side,
5-1 lumayan loh. 5-1. TL unggul 5.
Slowed
4 sih unggulnya.
entirely.
3-0 terus
Oh,
1 4.
danger. Oh, there's
1-1,
more
4.
danger. This player's right in his
5-1.
face. Prowler shot landing through. Damaged under Zipan.
Kita butuh pembuktian ya
that could be
teman-teman.
crucial. I mean, Zipan will now die to 2
Ayo
rounds
Navi,
to the body
bentar
as
lagi.
he pops his showstopper.
Navi menang. TL gimana sih ini?
May end up making
Satu lagi TL.
But just
Overtime.
the orb has dragged 4 players from the defense over towards B. Recon dart being used. That needs to be broken. If it isn't,
Doesn't get broken.
okay, down Team Liquid know that this hit's coming through on A.
They can stack it through. It's Nats who's holding it again. Anchoring stall. Defender close to the corner. Doesn't stand a chance. When he's up against the rocket. Here with the door open wide. That is a beautiful face. The fundamentals on display from Navi. They found that advantage. Get into the site though. Plan needs to get online here. Op revealed. Yampi holding it from drop here.
It didn't
Plan
close against
down.
you.
This against is not cleared yet. Still from sand. This is dire straits and this is the map. Navi standing their ground.
Oh,
And lots of
GG
regard on enough in the end.
TL.
13-11.
And
Map
Navi.
number 1 wrapped up.
Keren.
Navi performing on their map pick there, a fracture. They needed it. All of these maps, I think we can anticipate being just as close as what you just witnessed.
Nah, comeback,
These two
nah.
teams separated by a hair.
Yeah. And this has been par for the course, honestly. This entire year, if you look at these two teams and they're playing, I think
yeah.
at most it's been a round differential of 3 rounds on every map that they played against each other.
And what a time for Navi to get back into a form where they look like they've actually got a chance to compete against squads of this caliber, against the EMEA winners. You know, they've recovered from the worst streak of Angels Valorant Korea recently too.
Udah tuh,
With 4
pulang
losses
dah.
over the course of the recent tournaments. Recovered from that with the qualification to champs. And now looking to start out on the right foot here at group stage as well.
3-0.
You know, Angel said actually in the press conference that we don't have the consistency yet. That's just true. But winning champions is not about consistency. It's about being good here, right now, at this day, at this week. If you peak, if Angel plays well, if Zipan's getting the entries, if they have good strategies and are able to get onto maps that favor them like Pearl and Fracture, they've absolutely got a chance of taking down the big dogs like Liquid.
Oh yeah. That's what makes tournaments like this so special. Never know when a team's going to go on a run. We've already seen it. You know, we know the
Ampun saya
player on either
gantian.
side. Three games that we're watching as well. I mean,
Gantian.
Group of death.
Nantilah ganti mos dulu. Mosku ini
Point for whoever loses.
Exactly.
mos kabulan susah.
But it has been electric so
Ya,
far
maksudnya
for
kalau
Abigail
mos
here.
kabulan
Chance
juga
2023.
jangan yang
Plenty
sekarang
of action left
50
to come in
ribuan,
this series,
mos
of course.
50
Do
ribuan
not go
susah juga.
anywhere. We're right back after this.
When you play an actual ranked game, it's 50 minutes, but how much are you actually
Efek
shooting?
Jonas tim ini. Oh, ini Jonas tim
You can
Liquid.
compete in over 1,000 tasks that will prepare you for any scenario in any game. So the
Ya,
new rank
Mosku
season,
ini
you play, you
kalau
get
main
points,
Valo
you
tuh
can compare yourself to your friends.
sangkut
With Streamlabs' new
gitu.
one-to-one Valorant maps, you get instant feedback on how to get better crosshair placement.
Kalau
better
kalau
gun
mos
efficiency.
nggak
You can
kabelan
also
kan, kalau
instantly
misalkan kita
modify
geser
existing
angkat
tasks
itu
with Discovery. Get
ininya
started
bakal
today by
keputar.
downloading the AimLabs for free and join
Kita
millions of other satisfied
muternya tuh bakal jadi 360 derajat gitu. Kalau mouse kabelan ketika diangkat dia bakal stop di mana kita berhenti itu. Kalau non kabel kan kalau misalkan geser itu muter dia. Muternya 360 derajat. Gaming Amazon.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Mouse kayak tuh. Mouse aja kirim sini. Mending aku beli di sini aja, bukan di ongkirnya gak sih? Udahan nih. Apa lagi habis ini? Udahan ya? Oh, ini DRX versus Loud. Ya kah? Atau nanti lagi nih? Beli toko hijau boleh juga sih. Apaan Logitech? Punyaku Nobuo. Apa nih, produk Rexus bukan sih? Mas murah 100.000 dapat sama keyboard 150. Oh, ini beneran bakal malam ini dihabisinnya. Pantek, oh pantai ininya, mouse-nya. Saya lapar dong. Kadang sih demi nonton turnamen, kapan ikutnya? Nonton doang, ikut kagak. Gak pernah saya ikutan. Enggak, waktu itu wifi ku belum bagus aja. Wifi belum ada. Coba kalau udah pasang wifi, ya paling ya dapat menang 2 kali lagi lah gitu ya. Pantek area itu yang kayak gimana? Coba cek dulu di shopping, ada nggak ya? Di shopping aku nggak banyak aplikasi ini beli di shopping, kan bisa minjem soalnya. Pantek 2D apaan tadi XD. Oh, itu wireless. Wirelessnya pakai nanti mahal. Ini mahal 800.000.
Well, Doom Bros, your map is in the bag now. Gotta ask, do you expect to see a map 3 here?
Hopefully not. I mean,
Yang mahal.
it depends really what your pick is and if you're playing the same or not. So we'll see.
Anything that surprised you?
Mahalan.
in map 1?
Itu seharga monitorku yang sekarang. Kalau kayak gitu mending beli monitor dulu sih.
Right, so we're kind of used to it.
Enggak, beli ini dulu sih gue mau
All right, thank you so
SSD,
much
kalau
for your
nggak
time.
SSD hard disk lah. Kalau
A
nggak.
close clash there that we saw between
Nggak ada tuh,
Team
dapat
Liquid
tuh
and NAVI, that ended up
yang
being
apa
Navi
Seagate
map one on Fracture
kalau
pick, by the way. Welcome
harga
back to our
sejutaan,
Mobile TV.
sejuta 50 kalau nggak salah ya, sejuta 100 ribuan lah nanti kalau sampai ke sejutaan gitu ya, harganya sejutaan kalau SSD 1 tera, tapi kalau hard disk dapatnya 2 tera. Apakah nanti pilih SSD atau hard disk, kita lihat aja. Minggu ini udah bakal beli sih kalau ini hard
Yeah, I
disk.
think in a game like this, it really is defined by which team makes less mistakes. And Navi, I think in particular in that
Waktu
second
aku
half,
beli
did a
nggak ada
solid
diskon.
job of adapting. Got Zipan,
Apanya yang
Echoes,
diskon?
comfortable agents,
Selalu
and
ada
they
diskon
really
di
slow it
shopping
inside
mah.
mid-rounds, which made Team Liquid feel uncomfortable in every
Apanya?
aggressive
Hard
stage.
disk.
Normally what this comp is so good for. And, well, it was a lot
Oh,
of
mos.
risks being taken
400.000,
when
why?
side executes. Navi, if there's one thing
Nggak
they're strong
kebeli
at,
hard
it's
disk.
closing out those late rounds.
I think they're also strong at having their IGL
Sama mousepad ngefek nggak
feast or
sih?
famine. He was feasting. He was
Gue tadi aja
feasting.
main sama itu yang terakhir itu kan, main berdua kan sama bang siapa tuh?
That's outrageous.
Psychopom siapa nih
I
nickname-nya?
have to kind of throw a little
Di
shade
Lotus
Liquid
kan,
for winning both
dari
games, winning the
C ke B itu kan ada ini,
throwing their
ada
economy
doank tuh.
That was
Pas buka ternyata musuh di belakang, gue muternya slow motion gitu loh.
where the dart doesn't
Muter slow motion, padahal udah low banget itu musuhnya.
to the game.
Yeah, it's those little mistakes like that that just snowball things out of control. And Navi
Mending
was
SSD,
absolutely
mending
in
SSD
control
ya.
of that half. Angel
Hard disk
Liquid,
nanti
the
dulu,
way they
1
play
tera
defense,
cukup lah ya
their
kan ya.
Zipan is never
Bisa lah
aggressive
install
enough.
Apex.
Pushing up, taking these
Apex
risks.
juga apa,
Here, like you're saying, he was
160.
feasting. He was rewarded. This is one of those games where Angel actually looks
Install
brilliant in
Apex
the
sama
in the
Genshin udah penuh itu 1 tera.
You're way too valuable, so you stay back and then I will go. Because that's what
Ngaruh
I would do.
banget ya.
Honestly, I know that I wouldn't be able because Zipan was playing
Tadi aja
immaculately, and he was
apa
doing
kan,
such a great job, and it was nice
balik
to see
badan
that
aja muter balik badan gitu kan. Ih, slow motion. Dia nembak yang sembarangan aja sampai ke kill saya loh. Padahal dia nembak sembarangan. Ngamuk tim. Untung saya second top rank. Nggak berani ngebully mereka.
Where Zipan has been really being forced to flex around all these different roles. When this team was at their best, when they won Copenhagen,
Apex
it was
musuh
when
sickness
Zipan was
itu
playing
kayak
best, when they
apa
had
sih?
him on comfortable
Kalau
roles,
nggak
and when he
terbiasa.
was playing as good as he is
Lah
right
saya
now, these
CS:GO
are
aja
roles that Navi
motion
is
sickness.
playing, the form that they need to be hitting
Pusing
if
main
they want to be
CS:GO.
contender.
Yeah, it most definitely.
Mana
And
timnya
if there's
kagak
something that
ini
can
lagi,
do
kalau
to
tim
do it,
random
most
kagak
definitely is going to be Navi.
nggak
We just
paham
have to get
musuh
over
temen.
that hurdle. Liquid as well. But earlier on
Bilangan
the show,
gue ya
we were
tim,
seeing
nggak
you
bodo
guys
amat
focus on them.
kill.
Is going to be walking away the victor today, and well, 74%
Iya lagi,
of you
mana
might be sweating right now because you went for
mana
Team Liquid,
tadi
they're
di
down to
salah
one.
satu
I mean,
ini
that was,
juga
I think,
nih.
the consensus going in. Liquid won EMEA. They're the team that should be the favorite in this matchup. But at these global
Nih,
events, it's games like
apa nih,
talking about those little
pot
mistakes.
itu di salah satu ada streamer official yang nayangin ini juga. Aku ngepotnya itu tim Liquid.
When you're playing against teams of this level, that cannot be happening if you want to perform consistently internationally.
Ini lanjut lagi kah?
The word, but it does feel like a bit of a choke coming from Liquid. I mean, they had everything they needed to steal.
Ini udah
that
kan
map
TL
pick.
versus
And
NAVI
if they
udah
were to
kan?
close out Fracture with the two pistols, the bonus. I would have them as heavy favorites for the rest of the series. But now, Navi has a breath of fresh air. I mean, they just won their map pick. They have two more coming. They look decent on split. At the end of LCQ, run the double duelist, so they're kind of free rolling here on Bind, if I'm being honest.
I have no idea what to expect for Bind though. This
Yeah.
is the map where Navi's been the craziest. In 6 months, they've played 6 different Bind comps. They keep experimenting with double duelists. They've tried Yoru, they've tried
Oh, ternyata bisa nge-ban 2 map.
It's like a subscription box. They're getting something new
Ini
every
udah
month.
ya,
It gets
udah.
delivered, fresh idea. And the question is, with so limited practice since LCQ, which one of those comps are they going to stick to? Because I don't feel like any of them were like, okay, this is the thing Navi should be running.
Yeah. No, I didn't like the last version. I think the last version was the KO Angel.
Ini siapa? Ninja nih. Ninja. Ini ninja. Emang ninja ini? Ninja nih.
times
Oh,
10
taga
for
paham.
Angel.
Yeah, because he's got the utility. Maybe he
got
could just go and do some stuff, right? Actually get into the sites without just, you know, magically making himself disappear and then reappear as his own.
Duluan aja, thank you udah mampirnya. Thank you udah nemenin.
You know, really just the attitude.
Ini ninja kan nih? Ini aku nunjuk yang mana deh.
Thankfully, we have Coach Emil standing by to get us thoughts as we get ready for Bind.
Back to comfort. Anything crazy planned for us there?
Oh, ternyata 2 kali main. 2 kali main. Ban sama fracture. Kirain cuma sekali.
And so what are the changes then from this map onto Bind?
Not a lot strategically. We just need to hit our shots.
Lah kalau kayak gitu saya mau ngambil makan lah. Mumpung masih break. 2 kali main dah.
Obviously, when you come out of these coaches' interviews, there's always going to be, you know, like, oh, we just have to hit our shots. But it genuinely does feel like, maybe in Liquid's case, Sean, if they do, it should be enough.
And also, Liquid were put on a little bit of awkward roles. It looked good in the first half.
Gimana nih di
The
Bind?
set plays, but you could see once they switched halves and Safe was on that breach and Yampi
Ya,
was
kita
on
tinggal
the down,
dulu
they
deh.
couldn't get it clicking on the defensive half. The op was never really in play. This is more of home territory for him, but wow, we actually have a Neon on the other side now, and Yampi on the Chamber of all things. Let's go.
Sign me up.
Mimi,
I mean,
you know I love Chamber.
Yeah, this
You know
guy
it.
is a fan of it. And in the Prime Game Agents, like, a lot of surprises here. For NAVI, this is going back to that Neon comp, which I never really loved. I feel like it's harder to get value with the proactivity of that Neon. But you can do a lot with the relay bolts, with the stuns, combining that with a nade, something to that effect. But Team Liquid, I think this is a bit more of a surprise. Chamber has gotten a lot of play as of late on Bind, and there's so many spots with the TP that can work well here. You can get on top of truck, you can swing out a hookah, you can fight for either extremity really well on either side of the map. I actually think this is his best map.
I agree. I think you're gonna see a lot of Chamber lurks towards Shower. You can see Chambers working up short A with the TP to go back into market on this opening attack half. You could see him work up long B or into hookah, so that way he can disengage on those fights. And it's gonna be very difficult for these double duelists to punish the Chamber. Actually, I think it's a good pick.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. This is going to be exciting to see how it all unfolds. But let's go ahead and send it back over to Brennan Sideshow to guide us through Bind.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. I mean, who knows what to expect with this one? This
Ayo
is,
sambil dahar
listen, we
kita.
were assuming the Giants Na'Vi Grand Finals
ada yang
VBA,
nonton.
right? In last chance qualifier. There's a little bit of a troll, you know, the Grand Finals. Both teams made it to champs. Maybe
like
the
a
comps were a little bit, you know, a little bit whimsical. But then Na'Vi go ahead and they just run it anyway.
Yeah, just run it back,
Yeah.
I guess.
What's that?
I mean, pulling CNET out. By the way, they lost in the Grand Finals to Giants of LCQ with Cloud playing Yoru while they were running this comp. Now, I don't know whether the effort they were putting into the game is equivalent to what they're going to be bringing here, whether the ideas are equivalent, but they're running the same composition. And on the other side, you've got Yampi playing Chamber. So, all right, let's get things started then. I want to bring your attention as well to the fact that Safe has a Sheriff. No boombot, no satchels, just damage instantly onto Sugetsu.
The utility's optional. Here we go, Snakebite to try and stop this one. I mean, already that exchange of damage.
I didn't even realize Zipan's got a Sheriff on the other side as well.
Yeah.
Both of the race
Ngapain
players
sih
over
Ban
the
malah
Sheriff on the pistol.
diinjek Molly.
Yeah, we're in for a silly game, I think. We're in for a silly game. Get ready.
That's what I was hoping for from Group D.
Yeah, just silliness. Here we go. It's very slow, but well, they get themselves up onto those angles, and only one opportunity granted to Save. He's quick to capitalize. Here's a nade into elbow, flash into the back, it clears. All that space gives them peace of mind, but they second-guess themselves. In through the TP, all that space being gathered. Nats catches the lurk and the rotations, because guess what? It was Yampi gaining all that space through showers while all that was happening.
He's going to be pushed up. New bind makes it easier to clear this position.
Oh, he needs some help, though.
Goes 1 for 1.
No trade in sight there, Angel. Still alive and kicking, isn't he?
But only with a classic.
It's a 2v4, gains the upgrade. One smoke left. Remove one of the angles. Trying to follow the traces.
Ternyata
And a few shots here. We'll need
semuanya
miracle
pakai ini ya.
chance here. Doubled up into lamps, and yet from behind the timing unfortunate for him, but all really just laid out here.
Oh, NAVI
Team
seri.
Liquid to take this pistol round to get to. So much to do, not enough time. Almost with the shots. Decent effort.
Senyah banget itu.
And Team Liquid pick up the 3rd out of 3 pistol rounds in this series. They got to be kicking themselves for the way the fracture went, being in a position to win the game. But they've started out on the right foot to right their wrongs here. I'm so intrigued as to how this Na'Vi composition is going to function on the defense side.
There'll be fumes coming out of your head by the end of the map.
Yeah, well, already we saw CNET going for the push through the teleporter, right? And Nats took him down execution style, just pushed up real deep on sand. So that's something that CNET's going to have to be wary of in the future. Wouldn't be surprised to see Angel just taking fights constantly over towards Showers too, knowing him.
Yeah, he loves it. He absolutely loves it. Plenty of firepower on either side though. Flash actually landed top into the corner, and as the recall star was dropped down, it opened up the sightline.
Just as the pistol round opened, this round the other way. Both raises taking those duels, Sheriff in hand, Zipan wins this time. Navi have 4 players over towards B. They're going to try and re-explore B long and make sure that Team Liquid are not grouped up over towards there. Liquid would love to try and respond reactively into A off the back of that, but they can't. Not grouped up, no spike in hand. Yampi just continues to take Showers control slowly as Angel hoovers up the ultimate orbs around the map.
Seen it though, look at him. Left to right, doesn't know which way to look.
Yeah, posisi
Yampi,
bahaya si Neon.
This is like a Sheriff-only game.
Belakang ada
oh,
harus
it
nih.
certainly feels like it.
There it is again.
Towards the back of the site, and yet back up from the rest of his team. Shots sailing through into the back of the A site. That'll be an open area for them to be able to plant, so only up to Sugetsu. At this point, it's wrapped up. Should be a very flourishing bonus round in the next for Team Liquid.
Yeah, one well, they'll have tons of things online. I mean, especially if Yampi goes in hunts right now, there's a possibility that he might even be able to get a tour de force active.
Yeah, he should be the one hunting.
Navi, with Sugetsu alive, command still quite a bit of respect. You know, Sugetsu was popping heads in the previous with only the Sheriff that he'd managed to scavenge. But Team Liquid playing with a lot of that discipline that they said they were trying to bring into champions here.
Yeah.
Oh, and the grab well.
Locking him in place, vulnerable up. I'm thinking with this one, Yampi hits it.
So that's great. A really big ultimate to start building up towards. And Yampi's put a serious focus on taking Showers control. It might not be at the very start of the round, but that's certainly the area of the map that he's going to be contesting. I think you should anticipate fights happening around that area. Navi have players that are going to love to try and contest early. We've seen Zipan fighting over towards B. Sinez on Neon, he's got to want to take early engagements. And Angel, you couldn't keep him out of a first duel.
He throws himself in willingly. Yeah.
Now Yampi's not buying a weapon here, which is really bizarre, and neither's Redgar.
Yeah, I'm saving fully, really. I mean, that's so much money in the bank. I'm not too sure what the game plan is. Maybe attack side operator.
Iya, Jumpy nggak beli weapon sama sekali.
Headbutted that Viper Orb to try and deny Nats' setup.
Counterplays on counterplays here, and yeah, it looks like it. It's a bit too deep down into the choke. Deep flash, smoke instantly placed down. That orb does allow Sugetsu to just hold this position. And yeah, towards the back there, rattling off the share of shots, not favored for it.
Zipan so far looking like he's crispy, apart from the first death that he got in round 1. Otherwise, he's been good for it. Aim's on point. Form not an issue.
Team Liquid feeling a tad lost in this one. I mean, 40 seconds remaining. They don't really have any semblance of map control. Only now starting to clear towards it. And guess what? Angel's here. Slide off angle. Lovely movement from Soulcast, though. He responds. That is the trade.
Shah needs help. Zipan's going to be booking his way over as quickly as he can.
He does towards the back, but he's given plenty of timing. There was a large window there. Only the Trailblazer. No one pushing up off of this. It's only the players, and he's timing it. Whipped his way around into the center of the tube, and that's running forwards there. Up and over. Zipan, not aware of it. Dropping down now. That's the plan. It wasn't covered. And well, I'll put a stop to it, won't it?
Great play by Navi. Excellent work there by Xiao. Just moving his way around the box. Dodging the Trailblazer from the other
Dia
side.
menghindari dok-doknya Skyke itu loh, keren banget.
Take a look at this opener from Zipan too. Oh, just catches Yampi as he was trying to escape. And all of those opening kills going the way of Navi.
Nggak terdeteksi sama doknya Skyke.
Nice advantage. So, 2 players didn't buy in that round from Team Liquid on their bonus, where they could have,
Keren
in theory,
banget
because they had
kata
like
aku mah.
5,400 credits, something like that. So you know that they're saving up for an operator. Yampy picks it up. He's one away from having Tour de Force online anyway, but he wants to try and fight this down short. The real battle for map control, though, we're watching here at Showers.
Scurrying all the way forwards, using the
Stop.
to make sure they can.
Map control at all, and they're just trying to play full A retake.
What sound cues are they going off? I mean, there was a couple of recalled stars over towards B, and they're leaving it.
They know there's nobody down B long. I mean, this is a gamble and a half to think that it would be a full 5-person B hit through hookah.
Another flash committed as well on the other side of the map. That should give them, again, no indicator, no sound cues. So they choose to commit elsewhere. So get to finally catching the shoulder of Safe.
This is so much responsibility and pressure to put on Sketsu's shoulders.
But he's out of there. Gives it up, doesn't play towards the back of the site.
It's a bizarre round, but they have both duelists flanking through Market. It's a weird way of playing the defensive side of Bind, because you're going to be running into these trademarks more often than not.
30 seconds left.
Yampy's got one position to Market.
There it is.
How do you get past that?
No chance. Have to break a bit of waiting to see if somebody will just walk into that sight line. It gets triggered. Nats now aware. Repositions all towards the back here. Orbital strike clearing out Lamp. Stun is clean, but here it is. Util flying backwards and forwards. Yampy got close to the corner here, and it's all up to Nats. He's playing his lineups. His whole team has just fell down. Not a chance of holding it. Pushed off the defuse though, but half gained onto it. Maybe a chance, a possibility. 56 health left. No, the faces there with confidence. And the rifles, it's all done. Evened up now to 2-2.
I certainly
Dari
have
mana
doubts, by the way,
lanyapnya
that
tadi?
Navi was playing the defensive side there, but the retake was sublime. Angel found a spot to be able to use his Brim ult, and they supported the double duelist coming through short exactly as the rest of the team were retaking back through, you know, Spawn and Heaven. The coordination on this was exemplary. A Red Guard taken down in a spot where nobody was able to really support him, and Yampy's operator is just way out of position, stuck in on site there. Doesn't have the maneuverability that he would if he had a rifle in hand. Yampy's going to have a tour de force online this time.
Hunt up from the previous rounds.
It feels like a premium is being put on the attacking side for Team Liquid of Showers control. They want
Yung
this area
Jumpy
to map.
sweeping buat OP tadi tuh ya.
Now CNED with the opping Neon on Bind, I think is just going to be running between his current position and Heaven, depending on what he hears around the map.
So strange, isn't it? Trailblazer, that was used towards B long as well, cleared it out and did spot Safe. Was holding there, earned his showstopper up. It feels like Team Liquid are setting up for potentially a bursty play.
With Red Guard being an extremely late lurk kind of option.
So
Red Guard, though,
open angles.
he still doesn't have any stars available for this.
Getsu is close to the corner, damage done through the box, and this is it, the off angle to Getsu. Of course he doesn't. No shying away from that fight, spots the legs, damage done even more so, backing away, almost the kill. Zipan all the way through the back as well. Reinforcements have arrived. 3 players left standing here for Team Liquid. It's a bizarre approach to the attack side.
It's a mess of a round, really is, but they're going to try and end towards B. Angel's got this.
Yeah, I mean
Yampy with the tour de force is waiting for somebody to come back through the teleporter towards him and falls straight into Angel's hands.
it's the backstab. Spike is nowhere. Redcar is in elbow.
What
time
am I watching?
It's just all over the place, and it feels a little. I mean, it's not,
EMEA Bind at its finest.
it's not defined, is it? It's not focused
Kalah
on the
lagi
attack
tayo.
side.
It certainly isn't. I mean, Yampy's looking for an opening pick, and when he's not rewarded with one of those, Team Liquid didn't have a plan B to fall back towards. Tried to go into an exec, but were waiting for so long for Red Guard to get his stars back online. He recalled them, and they were waiting. There was only 30 seconds left, and by that point, they'd already lost Nats, who was going for a lurk play. They're confused as to what the plan B is if the plan A of Yampy go kill doesn't work. Making things a bit too easy here for Na'Vi. Liquid are going to take a timeout. Presumably, this is for Emil to address the philosophy issues with how they're approaching the attack.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even when committing there, surely, you know, you want to be grouping up, not having Redgar over towards B and sending the showstopper in. Looks messy.
I'm just working out as well. Should have money to buy. Team Liquid, that is. Taking his time out. They have a big ult in the back pocket, which is safe. Picked up the showstopper in one of those prior rounds. Big tools to use. You could cook something up, maybe a bit of a pace increase, but it really does feel like the composition as well that they are playing. It doesn't really suit, you know, big bursty plays. It's not like they're running perhaps like a brimstone or something where you can prop down the smokes. As well. I mean, they're quite
I think there are still options though to go for burst plays. Sure, it's not a double duelist composition, but you know, if you're able to combo your utility with like a snakebite over towards B long, a dog to be able to get up there, take some hookah control with the boom bot, and then you get into a B exec within the first 30 seconds, that's going to put a lot of pressure on CNED, who you know is opping on Neon. Fast hits here and forcing CNED to have to retake with that tool, I think is a potential win condition for Liquid. But they are all grouped up on A right now.
Yeah, it could be part of the plan. Trailblazer now makes his way forwards. So what are setups, and here's the showstopper. Yeah, they want to burst forwards all the way into the site. Not really catching anyone. How do you take that fight? Still, it's traded and brought down. No value from the showstopper. 4 versus 4 with the pit in play. Trailblaze, it's fast from NAVI. They want to try and flood into this one and prevent it from even going down in the first place, but they fail at that. Still cleaning up. Angel, where does he pull it from, man? I do not know, but Yampi's dealt with, and now they've cleared out showers.
All of these 3 players really grouped up. Any kind of spray that's aimed at one of them could easily catch 2 or 3.
It comes down to it, doesn't it? Will the rifles connect? Retaking into it with the operator, never ideal as well. CNED's using himself as bait, running forwards. Angel, he's already cleaned him up. 3 in a round for it, make it 4. You cannot make this up, man. You just cannot make it up.
OP.
Angel is feasting out here on Liquid.
But, I mean, the absolute chokehold that Angel has on his team to say, CNED, I know you're our star player, lad. Listen, get in there. Get in there. Start making some distractions. Start hopping around for me.
It's the perfect play to make, it really is. I mean, the wide swing on Yampi, who's opping as well. You know, Yampi's not in the best position to deal with a player that swings that close, but Angel's just on fire currently.
And it was briefly discussed, you know, you just never know what kind of form players like Angel, like Redgar on the opposing side are going to come into these events.
No, you simply don't. They are such high-risk, high-reward players that when they're hitting, when they're having a game, they just can be the X factor that wins their team a series. I mean, again, think back to what Angel was saying about winning champions. He said, it's just about being good here right now at this day, at this week. It's all about form, baby.
That's it. That's all that matters. An attempt there to punish the jump spot. Good flash. Angel blinded though. I believe that was a team flash. Still just peppering them from a side. The shot misses. CNED ducking away.
Good movement though.
Yeah.
To be able to get away from that, that was dangerous for a moment there. Yampi's only got 3 more bullets.
Can't give him many more chances though.
Well, he's got 1 left.
Yeah. Angel's taking up the space once more. He's cleared out hookah. Going to be giving a call to his team, and Sugetsu now, where did this push could be coming through? That's why the snakebite was layered down. Cosmic Divide at his back. Trailblazer onto the one side. Satchel through and across into the orb, but you have to give up that space. Now there's a nade. Attempted to deny this plan here. Time is running so damn short. They're just running right into them. Zipan, showstoppers there. 20 seconds left. Cosmic Divide obfuscating, hiding. All cues. That's a 2-piece. Natsto from behind. An instant response with the overdrive. He can't quite hit it. It's all CNED. The 1-2 punch from those star players. They absolutely collapse on him.
In the meantime, Angel's firing a molly onto the default punch spot, trying to make sure that the time works against them with 10 seconds left. It's scrappy. Team Liquid had a chance there, though. They set Nats up in a position to make magic happen. Again, with Ghost in hand, picking it up, upgrading to a Vandal. I think
proactive is the call here. Flash play out of the smoke. Shao's holding it. Angel close.
Halo, welcome semua yang baru datang.
staring at each other.
Sees it. Oh, Redgar doesn't win it!
I mean, again, Angel is just on fire today.
You can't stop him.
Things quiet back down. A pit used as things get to the minute mark here. Sugetsu making sure showers is not an option. Angel, you can't be swinging that.
Someone's repeaking it. They could have just been contacted up onto it. In fact, they are,
sayang
man.
sekali.
Of course he's going to be falling there.
Jekyll and Hyde.
It's so silly.
3v4, the defensive side now going to be scrambling. Sugetsu forced to abandon the pit.
And Shao to try and push them back here from the back of the site. Seekers not actually broken. Trailblazer on top of it as well. Flash round to the side. He's going to get stunned up here. No chance in hell. Ton of util coming his way. His team helping him out though. There was a nade in response. That's from Zipan off to the side, but they have gained that ground all the way. And Shao, he is on an island essentially. Plant, it's tapped. Forcing out the response once more. Safe over the top here with a boom bot. He wins out the fight still. There's no time on the clock. Sugetsu dodging the flash. Round to the side. It's onto Yampi. He's got a hold and he misses it. The spike. It does go down. Extension into it, but it's a 1v1. Sugetsu versus Yampi. With the up. Held down. How does he win it? Jiggling it. Finds the shot anyway. It's Yampi who finally lands the important one.
These rounds are absolutely bonkers.
Halo, halo, welcome nih
We've
bakal
lost
datang ya.
all semblance of sanity here on Bind.
Emang
All
ada.
semblance of it. Just enormous hero plays coming out to be able to put teams in position to win. I love the idea from Shao there, tucking towards the back of the site. But this is what gave Yampi the advantage early on. CNED went for a play like that.
Chamber POP
Sugetsu did what he
dong,
could.
chamber POP.
Sometimes this
Ya.
guy's aim is just
Wush.
ridiculous, but he couldn't land the final kill. Yampi there to open
Setelah
and to close
dia,
for Team Liquid.
setelah Jampi
Their first
membiarkan
rifle
Sires
on Bind.
nge-pet Sires,
So far this
si habis
series haven't been
nge-plat.
favored with the gun rounds.
Not at all.
Where they've been failing. This is the turning point though. Need to clear this. Sugetsu playing it relatively safe. Jungle with the knife. As soon as he hears a Trailblazer, yeah, instantly there. Doesn't opt to use a snakebite. There's a pull, there's a nade. He can't get out of there, just about.
Oh, the nade just
Oh my.
tad too slow from Safe. A very nice idea otherwise from Team Liquid. These are
Mereka
the kind
punya
of little combo plays that they've
apaan
been
itu
missing
tadi?
throughout the rest of the map. That can really set them up for
Bukan PT,
advantages.
itu apa?
Give them other options and ideas.
Astra.
Just getting used now.
Ya kan
Mid-round
kombonya.
portion here. That's going to give Navi lots of information. Points him in the right direction. Where are these players sitting still with 45 seconds left?
Lah, kok mati?
Broken.
Stacking 3 players on B.
I mean, it's slow to brawl.
The spike is not over here. The spike is going towards short. It again seems a little uncoordinated from Team Liquid. I don't know what the end goal is here. Do they have to go through the teleporter?
I don't know, man.
They
don't
must
know. Yeah,
have.
they do. They don't actually have showers control while this is happening as well. They're going to have to clear that one themselves. Now they're starting to move forwards onto the site, but there's only, again, 17 seconds left. Plenty of opportunities to try and deny. Still, it's safe. Showstopper there. Ducking,
Hello, Dana.
juking away from it here. Giving all that space up. 4v5 with the pit layer down. This one should be a slam dunk for Team Liquid, but should be, doesn't really play a part in this series so far.
Sugetsu's still looking for a lurk play all the way through B. He's very far away from being able to help in this retake. So I don't think Navi are going to be contesting this one too heavily, just spamming into the pit and seeing if they can get rewarded with a freebie.
Praying, and well rewarded. There's the first one. The time is still ticking. They're going to need a bit more than that, and Shower's still not there. Solkas off to the corner here, not favored with it. What is that? Adjustment, flick to the side, and at this point, yeah, not enough time to make the play for this one. This is Team Liquid wrapping up the round. Evacuation through the TP. In a match here, bodies falling all over the bloody place.
That's a really nice idea for Sugetsu. I thought he was looking to try and collect a potential lurk play through B, but he's just attempting to play exits. They know that Team Liquid's economy is not in a particularly strong spot. You see there that Yampi's got a lot of money, but the rest of the team are feeling the pinch a little. What was this? That's a nasty flick. Solcast will just occasionally every now and then pull out a shot that makes you realize he's got some talent there.
Yeah.
Team Liquid are going to be able to scrape together a buy though, despite the fact that Navi got a few exits.
Mungkinan gue habis subuh baru tidur nih.
They used a lot of their Sky utility very early on in that round. Trailblazer was used at the 120 mark. They have about 50 seconds use Seekers and I believe their final flash to get information. And they knew that the hit was coming towards A. Angel was in a position to potentially drop a planter that was scurrying into the site with only about 20 seconds left. Just couldn't land the shot and didn't have enough people there. But Angel's been calling really reactive, heavy stacks towards one site or another. They're trying to be extremely mobile with their defensive rotations.
Yeah.
But it lends a scattered feel to the map, where both teams are always in transit.
Halo, ini yang di YT siapa nih?
With the setups. I mean,
tahu siapa.
understandable, I guess. You know, players like Angel have talked about the amount of
Ya,
preparation.
bentar lagi, dikit lagi.
Hasn't been much. It's been non-stop.
Need lagi time out doang sih.
Teams here,
They said they've had 4 days since LCQ, so no time to experiment with different compositions.
which is probably why we're seeing
Unless you're in the finals of LCQ.
the grand finals coming out here. Well, new beginning here, round 10. Smoke flashed through it. That was actually dodged, I think.
Ya, pro player ternyata mereka selalu pakai dua smoker. Kedua tim pakai 2 smoker.
I could be wrong.
Di match sebelumnya juga pakai 2 smoker mereka.
You would have break the game. Get old
Jadi bertanggung jawab di satu side aja gitu kan. Even kalaupun mapnya ada 3 side, ya jadi smoker itu bisa di samping-samping, tengahnya ini gitu kan, tanggung jawab bersama. Ya kayak gitu kan ya.
No, both teams just poking and prodding for the first 50 seconds of the round. Not really able to make headway in any direction. Showers and Bwang still controlled by the defending side. Team Liquid, what's the plan? Once more, Redgar ask questions of how do you lead your team to victory with 40 seconds left? It just looks like they've got nothing.
Flash. Oh, it's baited the rotation. See, it's out of there. Nothing spotted in Hookah with 30 seconds left. Time's running so damn short here. Xiao doesn't have another one to get any sort of info here. Double satchel into the back. Xiao not expecting it. Beautiful. Lovely from safe, but still Angel's here. Tucked to the corner. Smoke at his back. Tries to go for a second peek of it, but Yampi shuts that one all the way down. Seconds to spare with the plan going down. Still that player advantage. Here for Liquid. Spam. Through the box, Yampi. Chunk down. Just 50 health.
Oh,
but all he needs to do is
no,
land the
dikit
shot,
lagi.
but it goes wide. Everybody getting out of there, playing off the side. Onto the long angle here. NAVI now. Into the side itself. There's a pull. Onto the smoke. Nade as well for the first layers of this one. Waves of the utility, but it might start to get rough here. Tap onto it, trying to force it out. Heal online as well. Is this the time for it? Seems like Sugetsu's already taken up that space. Backing away safe. A wide swing, but he's traded and brought down. Nevertheless, half on the defuse. Time has been bought, but it's up to CNED and he cannot land the shots. It was all over the place. Panicky.
But a nice post-plant positioning there from Team Liquid to make sure that that one was secured. A little fake flash as well from Soulcast. Helped Safe get positioning back into Hookah and win that duel. Ended up being incredibly important. I'm not confident in terms of the way that Team Liquid ended up approaching the site. They didn't know what threats were in Hookah. Angel wasn't cleared over towards Long, but once they actually got there, the fake utility being thrown onto A had pulled 3 of the players and allowed them to hit a soft B site. Both these teams in the first halves of these maps could not find the difference between them.
Op v op, tour de force, will it make a difference? The angle opens it up. It's Yampi to capitalize.
Throws down his trademark as well, which makes it very difficult for Zipan to try and recontest this area, only with a Guardian. So 2-2 the defense spreads.
Oh iya, itu musuh.
It makes it difficult.
Tetap hold apapun yang terjadi kayak gitu ya, kalau
don't have control
player
of
kayak gitu, main.
Have to just assume nobody's pushed up onto it and taken the timing.
These are the spots in the round where you feel like Angel gets excited to go and grab some information, see if he can take a fight. He's positioned really far forwards over towards Hookah. Here's the boombot coming towards him. Mouth salivating perhaps, but everybody on Team Liquid going over towards short.
Yeah.
It has pulled the rotation though. Redgar's doing one thing very, very well, and it's throwing fake utility on the opposite site. That's what created a weak B site in round 10, and they've done it again here creating weaknesses on A.
Yeah, cracked open the timing for it. Good orbital strike though, that's going to split up this push to the A side here. Safe alone onto the angle, but still with that tour de force in the hands of Yampi. Is watching it all the way from Shower. Sugetsu close to the corner. Angel brought down. Beautiful. I love that adjustment. Bit of spam just trying to bait out the shots here, leaving it just down to Xiao. Can't do a lot there. Really clean.
Clean
Habis
stuff
langsung
in
musuhnya.
round 11
Lalu
from
Rio.
Liquid. The approach now getting really refined. That's 4 rounds in a row that they've been able to put on the board there. With a timeout too. Having a very nice adjustment. All of the fake utility that's being thrown on the opposite side to where they're hitting is pulling rotations away, creating space for Yampi to get set up, and then they're double swinging, triple facing. The discipline that Anil was talking about being showcased here.
Masih kan? Masih stream kan?
We're back into the round already. Flash deep through. That's just spam into it. Not letting Angel get away with it.
Kita di
Final round
flawless.
here this first half. Force has seen it to make the first move, doesn't it? Something to even it out, but all it results in is a 3v5.
And things have fallen to pieces here for Na'Vi. They can't figure out this slower pace from Team Liquid. The information gathering just not available to them. Seiden not finding his opportunities to thrive on Neon.
Jadi kalau di
They're getting picked to
ban
pieces. They're just going for a gamble
collecting
stack here.
info
Still a
dulu,
hit on the
Spike
clock.
tinggal di
Rhaegar has
tengah
called a
gitu ya.
complete and utter halt in this round.
Trying to put the audience to sleep.
Yang nggak di
But for
ban
Na'Vi,
doang sih.
This is just going to be torturous. You're begging them to push down short at this point. Hoping, pleading that they commit to A. Instead, Team Liquid themselves haven't decided which side to finish on. Now it looks like grouping up, taking the spike, ending B. There's nobody home.
Yeah, Trailblazer didn't see much. Neither does the Flash. There it is, the impetus to try and take this one here, but Na'Vi fully grouped up, still aware that somebody could be lurking. We know that the site is completely clear. Of course, Team Liquid still going to be doing their best to stop that one, and that was what they were trying to catch. Na'Vi.
No need for Yampi to be making a play like that when they've got the B side completely for free and there's been no resistance. You've got to anticipate a heavier stack over towards A. And now, potentially, Sugetsu coming around behind on a faster timing. If he can win a duel in hookah against Redgar, maybe there's still a chance here for Na'Vi where there shouldn't have been any.
Maybe a chance. Dog clearance into Alba. I don't believe it can see up onto the top angle. Sugetsu loses his fight still. It's a scramble, and it's not good enough. Not for Na'Vi, but for Team Liquid, they'll be happy with this lead. 2 rounds ahead now, ending this first half, 7-5.
Looked like it was going to be another disaster there for Liquid after they won the pistol and lost a series of rounds in a row, but a major recovery. A question really for me is, Brent, what is this Raze Neon composition going to look like on the attack side?
Yeah,
I've got no idea.
Absolutely. Let's send it down to the desk to hopefully explain it.
Thank you so much for that, fellas. And yeah, I mean, look, I think going into this, there was a lot of, it was obviously going to be
halo
back and forth
semuanya yang
through and
bakal
through,
datang.
but what was impressive was seeing the way that Liquid able to restabilize, getting ready for this next half. But, you know, you also got to give your flowers to Na'Vi, too. This game has been very close, very competitive between the two.
Yeah, it was a massive recovery by TL, 5 rounds in a row to close that half, but it was the retakes from this strange double duelist comp for Na'Vi that were so impressive early on, because they were playing them in an interesting way. You have to be super proactive with this composition. So they were going for a lot of these multi-reflanks, trying to put a lot of pressure onto the chamber player of Yampi, and it was working out so well for them early on.
Yeah, and this round right here, like you're mentioning, seeing that stuns are so good. It singles out Nats. He can't peek into them, allows the double flank to come in. And on other rounds in the half, Angel was the one aggressing out of hookah, getting the information. That allowed a mass rotate to come into A. I was super impressed with how proactive Na'Vi was throughout, you know, the middle parts of this first half. But once Liquid solved them, once they got their feet under them and started to understand how this comp was playing, man, they were lights out from that moment on.
And this really was the story of the IGLs. I think it started off with Angel calling these great retakes that they kept on winning. And it was also him performing so well, but it was Redgar turning down that pace, playing these super slow mid-rounds, letting that clock dwindle to 20 seconds or something like that pretty much every time.
Yeah, the pace was nuts.
Yeah, and investing really good fake utility on the other side in every one of those rounds meant that Na'Vi didn't know what to do, despite having this comp that's so good for fast defensive rotation with that Neon. Neon, it never felt like they were able to be in the right place.
Yeah, I respect the idea from Redguard to slow things down because they didn't really have the stall potential there on Navi running this double duelist comp, and they kind of relied on CNET to rotate around and have stuns ready for the site hits, and Liquid ended up solving that later on, like I said, and they were playing those rounds so well. But now going into this next half, this is where I think Yampi can truly become activated.
All right, well, let's see how this all pans out as we get ready for the second half. Send it over to Brennan Sideshow.
Thank you very much, GB. Yeah. How will this one pan out? It's been quite streaky, as the desk have been noting. The adjustments were there from Team Liquid, getting their 5 rounds in a row to make it 7-5. And yeah, couldn't escape it. Couldn't escape it, John.
But caused by a player. That's always a good sign. I mean, 5 in a row on one side and 5 in a row on the other. It speaks to adjustments and the ability to be able to find an answer and then not really continue to evolve from the way that Navi were playing, I think. But I would expect the tempo to be very different on this side. Navi are usually a slower paced team out of all of the teams that we have here. But in terms of the composition that
welcome
using,
semua yang baru datang.
the Neon Rays should be finding opportunities to explode into sites. You should be able to find moments for Angel to call these
In theory, yeah, the tools are there. Always a fan if CNED and Zipan are the ones leading the charge here for them, but
yeah,
see if they can handle it.
Yampi has a shorty and 2 bullets in his headhunter.
Yeah, 2 bullets left. Standing, it's just pure contact plays. Skip and hop towards the side, getting back to safety. Meanwhile, push from CNED close and personal here. It's Yampi. He's baiting it with the headhunter. Fired off one of his shots and he still doesn't win it out.
Oh, that's a ridiculous shot to hit from CNED. It's a great idea from Yampi there. He played that situation perfectly, and the whole of Team Liquid's aggression into sand pulls people into Yampi for him to make the play and get the kill. But it's equalized at 4v4.
Yeah, 4v4, and they don't have control of showers. So Trailblazer, goal of that just to clear that space out and regain it, but it has granted a ton of time here for
Posisi
Team
bahaya.
Already got the entirety of their team towards the back of the side.
Di dalam
This is
satu
red.
ya.
They try and take a bit of a TV pivot. Could be brutal for them. They just choose to take the timing anyway into the back of the site. Fights are taken. Not even that much util really to supplement it, but they win them out.
Liquid chose to try and get a retake happening there before the spike had even been very down short. Trying to push off the back of the Trailblazers.
Show, low banget show.
An impossibility here, I think, for him. And Navi looking down the end of their first pistol round of this
Halo, welcome
match.
yang baru datang
First
nih,
pistol round
komen
of
dong.
champions for Navi to collect.
Ya komen aja teman-teman ya.
For them, get the ball rolling.
It's been such a major issue for them
Ini
this
gua
year.
ngantuk juga lah.
They only win something like 44% of their pistols.
Kagak tidur siang tadi. Ya, bangunnya siang sih memang, tapi kagak tidur siang.
Starts into maps very often.
Util, it is all over the place. Nice little finish there to the pistol, but yeah, inevitable for Navi. So 6-7.
Sekarang tahu kan seberapa menakutkannya timing di Valorant.
See what kind of buy they opt into. Classic FPX buy. I can see it, you guys can't. Spoilers, but yeah, 2 ghosts, 3 rifles.
And speaking of the ghost, I mean, what a shot that is. If CNED's able to start entering effectively, and remember, he wasn't really given a chance on the first map that we saw. He's playing Killjoy on Fracture. So if he's able to get rolling and find those picks for his team, that could make the difference for Navi. Liquid though making a gambit down short.
Flash connects, gives them info, but not solid info. It's not concrete. I don't know how many players are start waiting there. It is a crossfire though. How much can Sagetsu really do here? When does the fight get taken? Safe, nade, rebounding, almost a hard read in terms of it. Flash over to the side here. Shao is out in the open, and that's a rifle. Drop down to the floor.
That's one that Team Liquid are going to be able to
Banyakkan buka aplikasi.
And they pass it immediately to Nats, who has been their best player, I think.
Nggak, tadi monitorku ketegakin dikit, jadi kameranya agak tegak, jadi pantasan nggak kedeteksi muka.
So Navi's kind of fake noise and
Itu
pressure in that area
sebabnya.
doesn't really net them too much. Team Liquid can still keep 3 players A. They got the read again.
You've got Nats taking that contact with the
Boom.
rifle. He's holding for the higher position. The higher swing. He wants to have another go of it, and of course he is feeling
Dapat itu resnya.
Nats breaks them down.
Ziban ya,
What a player to pick
Ziban.
up the hero rifle. He's just been immaculate today. Every fight he takes is magic, pouring from his fingertips. Angel's going to give it another go. Distraction from safe to set up Nats, who's ready to swing again. This round has gone to pot.
Yeah.
Na'Vi, they could not find a pistol round win at all. Finally get one here in the second half of the second map, and it's taken away from them. The rug pulled out from underneath them instantly.
I love the proactivity from Team Liquid, though, at the beginning of this to set it up. I think the call in the middle there to rebound the nade, it's a common position that Viper players like to play.
Yeah,
and they're just trying to play a slow default.
And I
Good
mean,
chance of getting value, and they did.
This time catches Shao, right?
Yeah.
He's just playing in that spot, trying to stop some short pressure. But the problem with playing on top of
Halo,
that cubby
ketua
is
kelas.
that, I mean, if you want to swing, you have to drop, so you're inaccurate. And then also,
Ziban.
you're kind of stuck if people use utility like that. Separated from the rest of the squad. So, not particularly a fan of the positioning, and Team Liquid punished really well. All of the momentum in Team Liquid's hands now.
No investment still from Yampy.
Blinded.
Saving for the operator here. Flash with the connection. Information for Soulcast. That's the nade going, flying straight into them, hoping to take that clean fight, but well, Soulcast. Beautiful strafing.
Zipan was on fire at the start of this map. It felt like he could do no wrong in terms of the first fight, apart from that very beginning on the pistol, but he's cooled off quite a lot while Team Liquid were on their heater. And here, being set up for a duel, and Soulcast comes out on top. Those are the kind of fights that NAVI are looking for.
Oh, keputusan ngeplan itu di menit udah 1 menitan gitu ya.
Yampy deliver shot. Not quite landing. Gets the information.
Either mau push di one side atau mau rotate apa holding gitu.
All grouped up.
Bukan holding sih, tapi kayak milih ke satu side lain.
Trailblazer use flash over the top. Not too much else though. No opportunities granted. 25 seconds left. What is the call? It just feels so lost.
I mean, both of these teams, both leaders, finding it very difficult to get into sight.
Because again, it's just obvious. You made so much noise. Fast lane though. Ooh, cuts up the sides, and they are straight in there. All the way, it's those NAVI fundamentals, the bread and butter of what still makes them a dangerous team.
The fast lane too from CNED, just allowing him to be able to find that opener and drawing eyes away from the people that were aiming to defend Hookah. I mean, flooding out from Hookah in that kind of situation is almost always going to be supremely difficult. NAVI made it look elegant. Still in the 3v2, there are chances for Nats to work magic again.
Certainly, but he's got so much to clear. Snake bite. Not landing in the right spot. Really to try and clear him out. That face though, tucked to the corner. Redgar, decent go of things, but that is NAVI. Really felt like they should not have been favored in that
Ini
situation.
TL kalau kalah udah ya, udahan gitu ya. Kalau menang TL berarti satu match lagi gitu. Soalnya tadi kan NAVI menang di map Fracture.
And they flood out of the smoke both in opposite directions. Great play from Angel and Shao there. By popping out of the smoke, one to the left and one to the right, it makes it much more difficult for the defenders to be able to accurately track where you're going and spray both of you down. Really well done, and instantly answered the economy that was going in the opposite direction. All was in Team Liquid's favor, and now they're broke.
What that money that Yampy was saving. Nah, not a chance.
Kena dong Jumpy.
He's got a TP.
Nggak sempat
behind him, so
nge-TP, nggak
still has the
sempat
potential
TP dia.
to get out of there.
And he was going for it halfway through the animation.
Itu gimana tuh ceritanya?
And they are
Halo
leaving
Danar.
Yampy with just
Lagi nonton turnamen
a gun and a trademark to cover a lot of the map.
di YouTube juga sih dia tuh.
Those opening duels, it's going to be difficult for Team Liquid, and they're going to have to scramble, go for rotates like.
Nggak tahu yang jelas enggaknya di sana ya. Saya nonton jelas-jelas aja. Malam-malam ngin subuh pagi-pagi. Belum tidur nih, sakit pinggang. Jelas.
They're expecting him to be on a more
Doom.
standard angle. There. The off angle just works perfectly. Safe takes a peek down short.
Yeah,
killed him.
Over the top though, Nats is there. What? There's no way! My man is breaking the physics of the game with that.
What on earth was that shot?
Disgusting. And a chance now
30 seconds left.
It's a 1v2. He's got the rifle in his hands.
He cannot be allowed to do this.
I'll wake you up, won't it? Stuns, missing, not connecting. Nade enough, though, to push him out of that position. That's forwards. A lot to clear here. It really is an impossible scenario.
This would be a legendary 1v4 if he was able to pull it off.
He's got to force the fight. Tap of the spike will isolate one of them. Look at the positioning here. There's no swing really from it, and yet the angle's so wide, it was unexpected. Here's the pit. It's online. One kill. Seen it. He shuts it down. That was getting scary.
And Cena takes it from legend into myth. The clutch that could have been. I've got to see a replay of that.
Hampir aja itu bakal susah banget tuh kalau sempat di smoke.
There's no way. There's just no way, man.
He's just being blessed.
There's no way. This is on the run and gun patch as well, by the way. Look at that.
Same reaction.
Yeah.
Same reaction.
Yeah.
Unfortunate scenes, though, for Team Liquid. Nats did everything he could. That was an eco, though. They have rifles this time. CNED is looking to play with only his ultimate. Otherwise, just a shorty in hand.
He needs to pick the right time as well to let that one loose.
He's got enough money to be able to buy a rifle. He's just chosen not to.
Fast lane, stuns there. Combined all the way up with the Sky utility. That gains them the sight. Team Liquid forced to the back of the halls. Yeah, this overdrive will start to fade here. Already half on the duration.
Yeah, and this is a massive problem for CNED. I mean, unless he tucks himself inside a smoke and gets a kill with a shorty, Safe is going to be coming back in with a showstopper very quickly for this retake.
Tap with the spike. It's forcing out all this util. That was the goal of Na'Vi here. Team Liquid are fully grouped up. Here's the Trailblazer now on their side, seeking to try and claim some space. And with the showstopper, it will be made easy. No! It misses to the side.
Miss!
An absolute menace! Oh, from the jaws of defeat, he had to hit that. Seen it close and personal. Value is there.
Lawan
And
sorting
Yampi forced to
gimana?
scurry. He hits the shot. He brings him down, but it's a 2v4.
In such small moments, the difference is
Dikejar
amazing.
itu.
Safe is going to be kicking himself for missing that showstopper. It was their major tool at being able to get back in. And now Yampi is just getting hunted down.
Yeah.
They want this operator out of his hands.
Squeezed in the spawn. They want to take that gun away, and they do. NAVI. Where do they pull it from? I mean, we've been bigging up Zipan at various points of this series, but it feels so good to see him back on the Rays. I'm not going to lie. It's just a comfort role for him. In that instance, it wasn't even utility that he's using. He's sitting at the bottom of the scoreboard for them, but I mean, just look at that.
I mean, to be honest, is that really what Zipan does, or is that just Safe? Just not taking a moment to appreciate that he's tucked himself into the corner? Those are the kind of rounds that make you curse the Rays ultimate.
Yeah. I've seen worse.
Time out lagi.
Definitely.
I've seen worse, I'll tell you now.
But what a pinch this puts on Team Liquid. A real credit crunch for them. They're in a spot where they could have potentially tried to go for a force-up. But it's a horrible, horrible economic state that they find themselves in.
Keep counting the roses. End of this tournament, it will just be an entirely filled up board. Don't have any more space, probably. At least until Kesnan starts playing. But here we go.
Na'Vi are in a great spot here, Brent.
They are.
They have a Brim ult and a Raze ult to be able to work with. Both fantastic offensive tools. Team Liquid have given them a timeout here to discuss what they want to do with their ultimates. And this one should be a bit of a gimme. Liquid have been phenomenal on their eco rounds throughout their run during the regular season of EMEA, but most of that was powered by having, you know, a couple of weapons here or there. Safe's gonna go for a Guardian. Okay, so there's Guardian, maybe a Stinger. They're still figuring out what they want to go for. Safe, Yampi, and Nats are going to be asked to do a lot here if they want to be able to win this eco round. Otherwise, Na'Vi may have just run away with things in crucial moments here on Bwang.
No tag with the flash. That's still there.
I'll come back.
Fast lane's use. Cause him to use that snake bite. The pull is really quite nice and damage enough for the kill. There is that follow-up though. Seen it all the way through into the site there. Safe reactions, flicks and adjustments. Opening wide, orbital strike. It is a scramble and it is messy.
Safe's doing it though. He's finally taken down.
Absolutely. He's made it.
Hmm?
Just that much more winnable. Still Segetsu, he's left it into that
One tap
1v2.
jumping.
Spike, it is in his hands. Doesn't have the hard job of retrieving it now, but my God. Messy beginning for Na'Vi. Team Liquid, another lifeline, another chance. Player advantage, guns aplenty. They can pick it up and gain those upgrades. Segetsu is going to have to put on a masterclass in terms of how he plays this.
But he did hit both of them going through the teleporter, so he knows that spawn is safe.
Gives him info. Flash to the back. Does he take the timing? The flash didn't lock on. He hears the jump out. It fades away. Forces it towards E1. And Segetsu with the breakthrough.
He shouldn't have been asked to do it. Na'Vi put themselves in a difficult position, but he's always good for it. Segetsu with 2 incredibly clean kills there towards the end, and a masterful decision to push through the smoke based on the drop.
Pro player aja nggak main line up. Makanya lu masih air. Itulah makanya saya
Look at
masih
that
air.
heartbreak on Emil's face. Na'Vi get up to 10. More difficult than I expected, but 2-round lead with ults in play. It's theirs to lose at this point.
Yampi.
Oh my.
Your TP is stuck there, son. There's no getting out of that spot. Still, Showstopper getting the pull. Latching away and pushing them all the way back here, Zipan. Not much left with the fuse. Threading the needle with it, and still coverage is there from the rest of his team. They do not have showers control. No, Yampi's still there, seeking to try and pivot. Break away here, safe. He's holding down the angle, locking down the line of sight, bringing down 2. Eventually going down, but maybe he's done enough. It's 3 versus 3.
And they were delayed getting into B here, so there might still be some doubts in Navi's head. No, instead, Shao connects with the rest of his squad. It's Solcas in a position to potentially make the difference here.
Pit on lineup, used right into the spawn, cuts it up.
And Solcas doesn't go for the play. Just holds passively onto elbow, waiting for the rest of his squad. Perhaps a hero move may have been needed in that kind of position. A retake into a pit is going to be so difficult, especially with Yampi's op.
Just how do you win it out? Almost impossible, but that flash is really good. It pushes them deeper into the pit, gets them onto the angles. Has to be the push back in to re-clear! Segetsu again! What is that adjustment? Stray bullet finding it, and Solcas last alive. Not for much longer, 11-8.
Come on, TL kalah ini
Solcas has
udahan
just been
loh.
a monster in these last couple of rounds. We saw 5 rounds in a row from Na'Vi in the first quarter, answered by 5 in a row from Liquid to keep things somewhat even heading into the halftime. Now another 5 in a row from Na'Vi as they put the squeeze in this attack.
Oh, God!
The way Sugetsu is winning this.
Could barely believe it himself.
It's unbelievable. It really is. He's pulling out quality performances. And this, only the first game of Champions. Safe's been a bit of a hero, though, for Team Liquid. He's made these rounds winnable when otherwise they may not have been. And now he has his Showstopper online. Miles away from the action, though, as Na'Vi look like they want to be taking Show's control and potentially pivoting into an A split.
Flash
The
is
duelists
nice.
now grouping up.
Yeah. No, the Showers is occupied.
Wis,
Taking a
telat
fight
dapat
anyway.
peluang.
Angel. Again, classic play, Redgar. Plenty of moments here. That is fantastic. Taking his time with it. Nat's holding it down. No one gets past the choke point. Not with his watchful eye. And this has stunted it, hasn't it? The entirety of the round. What a time for Redgar to make a play like that.
The timing could not have been more perfect. And the one tap, delightfully accurate there
Ayo
to take out
Zipan,
the hero.
wis. Dah low tapi.
What can Zipan do?
Not much. 26 health. No real time. Spike out in the open. All Team Liquid need to do, face it together. No noise cues though. Zipan doesn't want to give them anything. Any information, but there it is. Top of bench, always favored.
Zipan.
And Safe not even required to use the Showstopper. And both of the IGLs having major performances in that round, but Redgar just doing one better. Angel swings out and gets the opener, and Redgar timing on the Trailblazer.
Oh, Shao tadi
where to
kena
pre-aim
juga.
to get Shao despite it being through a smoke.
Massive plays. That was what was necessary. Forces NAVI to take the timeout.
Things now getting very tense. The decider, if we do end up going there, is Split. A map where I really feel, again, there are chances for either team to be able to win.
Ayo, dikit
You
lagi.
were saying earlier, every time these teams are faced, it's been decided
Dikit lagi
by
subuh.
the slimmest of margins.
Oh yeah.
So one big play,
Come
one
on,
moment,
Navi.
one shutdown of a
Biar nggak ada
hero play like that from Red Guard, an individual
match
hidden form.
tambahan. Udah
This
aja
can all
2-0
make
nih.
enormous differences to
Bantai.
the outcome of a match like this.
Padahal tadi pot untuk
It's Navi's
tim
timeout.
Liquid.
Team Liquid still need to dig deep. They're 2 rounds behind, and they've only just broken that streak.
Been fully almost on the attack side here for NAVI.
Hello welcome.
Brunt of all the rounds that they've been gathering up. Interesting time for the timeout as well. I mean, like you said, it does offer Team Liquid a chance to talk about how they might come back into this one when they've got ults of their own.
And you've also got to think, is that replicable? The way that Team Liquid won that defensive round? Is Red Guard going to be able to make
Oh,
a
itu tuh
play through a smoke every time and timing a
set itu
trailblazer?
dari
Not
sini.
really. Can you find other
Kelihatan
ways of being
gak?
able to stop them? Have you noticed a theme to what Navi is
Jadi
doing?
setiap round mereka udah
That's the
pasti
case.
set smoke-nya kayak gini, so we get
Still may
setnya
have
dari sini.
plenty more to play with Bind.
Let me drop down at the feet, get some on the faster line towards Showers. Either side again, just hunting for that information. They did set Yampy up though.
And safe. Close to taking contact here. He can take a very thin line and fall off because he's still got the trademark there. But it looks like he wants to actually fight. Pull forced out early from Red Guard. Previously, Zipan's been caught in that a couple of times.
Oh yeah.
This time they baited out.
It's been bogging them down. Do they want to try and play off that timing? Spotting the jump peak. Is it really just going to come down to, again, contact plays? Smoke's dropped down all the way through. There's a snake bite. The angle's watched. Redgar is closer to the corner as the smoke is propped up. No, the damage, not enough to bring him down.
8 health.
Redgar survives.
I thought he was going to try and get in off the Seekers there. He was at risk of being able to be caught by a shred of the spam.
And healed all the way back up here. There's
NAVI is still going
34
for it.
seconds. Yeah, they want to try and put the squeeze again. They know that Redgar is here, close to the corner. His team are bailing him out once more. Redgar
Oh,
playing inside
lagi.
the smokes. Team Liquid sail through. So it's fundamentals and safe in the difference maker.
Safe really has stepped up. He's finding many crucial kills here that his team needs. Joining
Begitu
us
lagi.
towards the top of the scoreboard.
Flawless.
That's a
Yeah,
ambitious
flawless.
play, but it really just gets destroyed as soon as CNED has a snakebite caught onto him. The vulnerable, just too much, and Safe clears everybody else up. That's dropped NAVI down onto an eco round. And things now certainly as close as they could be between these two teams. We're likely to go 11-11.
What a parity between these two teams. Yeah, it just feels so likely to go even.
I think one of the biggest issues for NAVI is that they're never really able to disrupt Yampy. And he is being allowed to maintain information on one side of the map, and they post Yampy up with a little bit of Soulcast utility. He has a trademark somewhere else, and then Soulcast goes and rotates, or Safe goes and rotates.
Yeah.
And they just leave Yampy either alone or with one other player, and it lets them stack a stronger side away from the chamber. They're not doing it just yet in this round, but as that guiding light finds no information towards Fountain, you're anticipating one of these players to rotate to A.
Oh, Navi saving.
Bursty play being set.
Julie
though. This is
Suigetsu.
NAVI fully grouped up, waiting for the orb to go down. I think that's going to be their timing that they take. Right behind it, close to the corner. That's Nats.
Klasik dong.
Safe has rotated. He has the nade, has the showstopper. Nats lines it up, just holding it. No way! Body blocked inside of it. The rocket goes flying past. Ipan will be brought down anyway. And Team Liquid, the ult's being invested. Redgar running them down. It's up to Angel. Doesn't have it in him. Doesn't have the rifle. What an investment by NAVI into a round where they really just didn't have the economical advantage.
I'm surprised that they went for it. They still have some way of being able to, you know, win this as it gets later. But I am surprised that they committed that Brim ult. I mean, is that a 2v4 at the point in which it actually gets invested? A bit bold from Angel. So very, very similar defensive setup here from Team Liquid. Yampi getting set up, Bwang with the Sky utility, trademarking hookah, never been broken. And this time though, the pit just adds that extra layer of defense.
And good luck getting through it, Yampi. Do you overstep yourself?
He's so deep. He's so open to this close corner.
Can he get out? Yeah, flash. Connects into his face.
It's
Who
bold.
was close enough to the corner. He could get out.
He's testing the limits though, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Doesn't get punished this time though, and keeps that trademark up. I think that's going to be crucial. It's going to allow Team Liquid, you know, 10, 15 seconds from now to rotate over to A.
Halo Popcorn, welcome.
Need to reinforce.
Halo, welcome yang di ET juga ini dong, komen dong.
Flash tags.
Bentar lagi ini. Ayo, gua dukung Navi deh sekarang deh. Biar cepat selesai.
Look where the spike is heading. It's heading over towards short. Xiao with Seekers. You can follow these Seekers and have an attempt at getting rid of Nat.
Yeah. Angel was making a go of it to break the trademark to get throw in. Bit of that false information all the way through showers now. There's a fast lane to try and get them out of this. Nat still holding down into the pit. Who will meet him? Anybody to greet him? Doesn't look likely, does it? Just spamming, hoping for a random shot. And with all of that, the plan goes down towards the back of the site. It's been taken. They're squeezing Redguard into lamps. Any util to set this up? Not quite, just taking the fight.
The Trailblazer missed Nats. They have no idea exactly where this Viper is. And Nats could remain the thorn in the side despite Team Liquid being a player down.
It's all about backstabs, isn't it? On every single front. Navi, they don't really have control or an idea of where these players could be. Yampi creeping onto the side to get to. Shuts that one down. Nats has fallen on top of it. And just like that, it's flipped. The Navi players are feeling it. It felt like every advantage in the world should have been there for Team Liquid. It's Navi. They orchestrate something. I mean,
what a creative round for Angel to call, genuinely. I mean, using the Seekers deep there and taking space off of it, knowing that Nats is trapped inside of his pit and removing all the rest of his support. They get a plant in the back of sight.
Ayo,
and they're surrounded on every front.
Apakah bakal 11-13
Look
lagi?
at some of these. I mean, the re-clear through lamps is excellent. You could argue maybe Redguard should be trying to support Nats a little more heavily rather than isolate himself. But I think that's a really confusing round to react to if you're a defender there. You just don't see that in scrims or matches.
Yeah, you don't. That's an audible being called. And now it brings Navi one step closer for the map, for the series, our opening match here. Champs 2023.
I think a lot of people had written Navi off. Their run this year kind of peaked at lock-in with a 4th place. But they've been 4th place in the EMEA recently. Recently, refinding a bit of that form, footing, compositions looking good, and now they're 1 round away from advancing in the group of death.
Angel said it.
Halo, welcome semuanya.
It's about the consistency. It's just about making it to the events, peaking at the right time. For Liquid, they want to put a stop to it.
I feel like an overtime is almost deserved in this one.
Yeah.
It's been so close between these teams.
Navi attempting to keep these defensive players locked into A. That's what that flash was for, but that's that Trailblazer. Really good timing on that one.
I mean, must have seen at least 2, maybe even 3 players.
Yeah, didn't get broken in time, and they've still got Yampi locked up onto this line-of-sight angle. It's all given information.
Safe was thinking about rotating and has decided not to. Surely with that flash, though, the raise has to come over to B.
With the Trailblazer, no way. Where's the TP? Yampi? There's nothing to clear him into the corner here. Solkas being wrapped around. He's granted 2. Yampi still just trying to survive here. Util not clearing him out. Showstopper into the corner, vacated all the way through to the backside of that TP. Time. No time. Almost denying it. That could have been it. But the smoke was watched for, and Zipan
Udah ini.
down his adversary. It's 3 versus 3.
TL.
And elbow control for Xiao and Sugetsu. A deadly duo for Navi.
There's no util for Team Liquid.
No, they're in great positions here, Navi, to be able to win this and close it out.
This should be it. Should be the finisher. Running through onto the site now, giving up control. Semblance of it, a tap onto it, not quite a tap, it's a full bloody stick. Nat half onto it with the smoke in his face, all the way through. That is ridiculous.
Push ke diffuse. Overtime.
26 kills at the top of the scoreboard, and that is not the most important part of how he was able to make it work at all. Great smoke from Redgar. Fantastic play from Nats. Just the balls to go for something like that.
Just icy.
If you end up getting caught going for a play like that, you're straight into elimination matches at Champions. Incredible stuff there.
Mereka tadi nggak ada nge-pick ke sini. Semua di elbow sini kan ngumpul. Telat lah. Wah, thank you dengan Naya. Mereka tadi di sini semua ada dua pemain siapa aja. Sugetsu sama ini tadi. Shao.
Swung on the player that was trying to support from market.
Ini semua nggak nge-pick ke sini padahal musuh di sini tadi. Kalau nggak udah sih nggak nyampe overtime.
All the way pushed down. He's just worried that they could be circling around, but instead Team Liquid are taking space.
Kosong Pak, kosong maju.
Got so much ground here. He knows it's A. They're already on it. The call is made. I mean, exactly. They've given up space.
But he's worried about running into a trademark at some point here. He doesn't know what we can see, that Yampi's used it deep on triple. So CNED is concerned that he might not even be able to flank properly. He takes the longest route around.
It's being watched for. Nats is aware.
Hyper aware.
Hyper aware. Doesn't win the fight.
Sugetsu
rips it away. Skipping around and to the side. Information granted and given. Soulcast is so uncomfortable. He's antsy. And they all topple. They all fall.
What a way for NAVI to just shepherd Team Liquid into a round win.
Bukan Sugetsu, itu Nuts.
All off the back of NAVI setting the tempo early on. They put the squeeze, flash out into Fountain, swing from Hookah, and then CNED winning the fight and giving so much information. I mean, Zipan's just perfectly set up for the duel. I feel devastated for Nats there, though. He's done everything he can for Liquid, and he just chose the worst time in the world to go for a strafe.
Yeah, the repositioner.
He looked like he was ready for it.
Let's go, come on.
From CNED here.
I don't think I've seen that from him.
I don't think I've seen him this passionate. He's normally a quiet, reserved player, but you can see how much it means to them. They've had a rough season, but it matters not. All that matters is how you perform at the culmination. That final hurdle of champions.
Both duelists looking to try and take Hookah control here. Safe with a headshot through the wall early on. Has to give it.
A lot of damage backing away for the heal. Top back up to 100. Space is given though to them. And Navi are fast on it, aren't they? They've already taken that Hookah control. Spike is there. Do they want to explode out into this? It's a heavy, heavy fight being taken by Liquid today.
Ini warna apa? Crosshairnya warna ungu.
It was not ideal.
Nggak kelihatan, Pak.
If they did push themselves up
Ini titik doang nih.
He already used it too. He was trying to contest over towards B long. They went for a little flashback out. They know that Yampi and Soulcast are still fighting around here.
And they're pushing it. For it. Yep, they're pushing it. Any util to clear this? No, not at all. Dinked through the wall. Shao dropped down to half HP.
And no reaction from CNED and Zipan.
Watch
they had
it
a moment.
Battle of the Lurkers as well. Nats versus Sugetsu taking place on the other side of things. This is Team Liquid's chance to really grab control once more. Bring it even. Another round of OT. Stay alive in the series.
Sugetsu doing work on the other side of the map.
He's put on Redgar, but he doesn't anticipate Nats yet. Swinging from the sidelines. With this 2v4, a tap onto it. Shao's just creating noise as well to try and anchor these plays. He's through the TP. Through short now, but there's no time. Zipan doesn't have health. Nats, he spotted his information. He's going to be noted here. Zipan lands that shot, but he has to stick this. And already Yampi's running onto the sideline.
Oh, sayang sekali.
Bringing down Zipan. Doesn't let it get dicey.
Perfect timing from
Two more round.
An excellent play by Nats as well. Cleaning up Sugetsu and being able to turn there to deal with Shao. Really nice anchoring of the A side. This is a battle between two teams that are separated by the slimmest of margins.
That's a championship winning call, bro.
We're not there yet. We're not there yet, but
there's a long way to go there, Safe.
It's the first stepping stone, so.
But I mean,
respect it though, keeping the morale up.
Yeah, definitely. And building up whoever it was that made that mid-round for Team Liquid. 13-13.
Another round of overtime. Grant and Showers control.
I mean, look at that. Soulcast forced to use the guiding light just to check whether or not Na'Vi have taken full sand control. That deep smoke from Angel, he's already used 2 of his smokes, and we're only 20 seconds into the round. If Team Liquid recognize that, they can slow the pace down dramatically and be rewarded in a similar way to their comeback on Fracture.
Oh, nggak sempat pipi.
Yappy falls. Topple down, that is just sublime. Anticipating it. Players are going to be crossing into that angle, still tucked onto the corner, stuns at the feet. Nats, he's dodging and juking and still gets out with a kill and the heal on top. So, back up to 100, but the player advantage remains for Na'Vi.
They have to be worried about somebody pushing here. You can see the way that Team Liquid are clearing these areas, trying to contact through, having weapons out, ready for every corner. They're concerned that somebody from Na'Vi has gotten deep, and that means that this push is going to be slow. No running into the B site. 20
Cypher
seconds.
lagi sibuk kamera nih.
To get his team up to match point again.
For Shao to be that difference maker. He's got full util, but he doesn't want to reveal his position. He has to just try and bide the positioning, the time. He takes the duel, no one's turning around. Spike drop down, Nats in the corner. Cowering in fear, man. It's Na'Vi once more at the precipice.
Match point.
It feels like Na'Vi have been in the driving seat for the majority of this game. Team Liquid are going to take a tack timeout to alter the situation. But this is a very different story to what we've seen recently. It's Team Liquid who won in EMEA. Both of these teams we thought would be fighting for second place EMEA this year, and they've taken vastly different directions.
Halo Mas Ngadovi, welcome ya, welcome ya.
Lock-in, peaked with that trophy that will be a permanent reminder for them in their cabinet of how well they can perform when everyone's at their peak. And yet here, both of these teams split by a knife's edge, and yet Na'Vi in control. Looking like they might go 2-0 in a map pool that, honestly, I think either of these teams could win on any of the 3 maps that we were playing today, Fracture, Bind, and Split.
You've seen that manifest, man, just how close it is. I said earlier, that round differential, I believe it is, like, you know, at most 3 rounds this year between these 2 teams.
Yeah.
They don't blow each other out, man.
Again, think back to the press conference here, where Emil and Doom Bros are talking about how these tactical timeouts, they can tell when the other is going to call one, and they know what each other are thinking in their heads. So there's a tactical timeout called by Team Liquid. I believe we're about to go into a tactical timeout by Na'Vi. The identical twin brother coaches have called back-to-back timeouts exactly at the same time here heading into round 28. Look at that.
Always awkward if you're calling a timeout at the same time at the opposition.
Yeah, you never like to.
Yeah, you said your piece in the first one.
Quite. Nobody needs 2 minutes. But this is just going to add so much more tension to the players. In spots like this, you feel like, okay, I've already said my piece. I want to get back into it. I want to get back into the action. I want to impose my will upon the game. And instead, you're forced to just sit there.
Feel like
exchanging pleasantries.
Yeah. But think about it. Yes, it's the beginning of champs. But still, right off the bat, your opening match is not one you want to lose. Instantly in hot water, going down to elimination. Once more, it's Na'Vi. Only having to take that 1 step forwards, 1 more round. They've been in this position. It feels like multiple times so far on this map.
I think one of the biggest things that Team Liquid have had in their favor on the defense side is Yampi's operator and trademark setups. This time, trademark goes towards short. He's going to try and op showers. That allows them to stack 3 players on B. Usually, he's being supported by Sky utility.
Na'Vi are not using util to take showers here. They're just wide swinging. Yampi could absolutely get an opening pick. And they're doing it again. See how Yampi gets set up onto the line. He actually doesn't choose to take it, yeah.
Yeah, he's taking a very passive approach here with the operator. That might end up being a difference maker, or it could lure Angel into his death.
Holding, holding, holding. It comes down to this. Missing it. Just barely.
I don't know how. It looked good to me. And just the thinnest of margins.
With that, Na'Vi granted some information. They know now where the operator is.
And Yampi's forced to take a more passive line. So the info that he was able to get and the confidence that the rest of Team Liquid were able to place in him is diminished. This means Na'Vi are going to be able to get set up for an execute into these two players on A. They can finally hit the weak side of Team Liquid.
The pull's late. Zipan's already into the back of the site here. It's up to this gun duel that's about to be taken. Nats! Patience is played by him. Still lands that shot there. Snakebite to the back. Yampi repositioning now. Rendezvous. All the way back to safety now. Time is running so damn short. That's a lovely. The crossfire setup, and that's brought down once more still. Reinforcements are there. We're saving to the back. And Sugetsu, enough with the reset. We are going once more.
Jumpy masih hidup Jumpy.
You're seeing the discipline on play here by Team Liquid. I mean, the way that Nats was supporting Yampi is phenomenal. He's got that trigger discipline to wait as Zipan runs through the smoke, but also instantly swings to try and help Yampi, who's in his reload animation, and stop him from
dua round ya, dua kali ini apa? NAVI unggul mulu di 13 tadi. NAVI unggul. 12-12 dulu dong ya, 12-12 NAVI unggul jadi 13-13, terus 14 NAVI unggul dulu. Ini terlalu maksa nggak sih? Kayaknya mending kayak gitu nggak?
3-2 split potentially. Trying to force out that util. Oh, what a fight to be taken. I mean, Safe was right off the back of that one. CNED, I believe, on top of the box. Loses that duel. But instantly, it's NAVI once more. Plugging up the holes in the defense. They want to take the fights right to them, and they're winning them out. Doesn't matter. Somehow always finding the miracle moments in these rounds here. Close to the corner again, spam into a red car. He swings, good timing on it. Xiao, he's really being pressured now. He's feeling it, he can hear it, and he's dodging to the side, left and right.
I have the spike.
Leaves it to Yampi. 1v2. Surely Xiao's done the most. Still the rendezvous available, but Yampi is guessing. Where are these players? Not a clue. Peeks it.
Jumpy.
Not able to hit it.
The NAVI players can just pull magic out of everywhere. What is that from Xiao? And also Angel taking an uncomfortable duel over by Hookah, and he's able to find the flick shot that he needs. That duo coming up with the goods there. Take a look at the replay here. He answers instantly onto a player that had just got the first kill, and the way he dances around this box.
Xiao sayang banget sih tadi.
Look at the
Dia
armrests off.
Halo Maya Dewa. Xiao tadi kalau misalnya dia nggak lepas ulti, dia bakal dapat tadi siapa Jumpy.
That's going to give them less options if he isn't able to find an opening duel. He's anticipating taking the op fight against Yampi here, who has decided to just opt into the Vandal.
He's fired off the shots though. Now he's made it acutely aware that he's got the operator in his hands.
I think that's a really unusual way of playing. Perhaps he thought he'd been spotted anyway. But Team Liquid are going to be now aware of this. Perhaps to just play a little more cautiously. I do in general like the attack side op from CNED. I think it lends itself more into favoring the contact style that Angel likes to call, because it puts fear into the defenders. They don't want to info peek as much. It lets you contact through as they're doing now in showers. It gives you free map control.
Right, he's in a one and done. He's got to get a bit more than that though. Running forwards, his adjustments with it. Already gliding into the back. CNED, he's brought down. Towards the back, a triple here. This should be watertight seal when it comes to this site. Spike dropped down out. Xiao's picked up this operator, but can't find an open angle, can he? 2 versus 4 picks it up, running all the way through. And it's brought down once more, 15 to 15. How far are we going to go?
Ada batas nggak sih ini? Nggak ada kan? Nggak ada. Overtime nggak ada batas ya.
Team Liquid need a run of 2 even to set themselves up with that map point opportunity. But here you see the difficulty of actually getting into the site. CNED just running and diving through. Not really set up with any utility that they needed to break those crossfires and allow the entry to happen. Zipan is definitely struggling in that department. So cheeky idea with the operator, but it's not going to work to close things out for NAVI. when you get this deep, though, into overtime, you've got to go, I mean, beyond the strat book.
Yeah, conditioning goes out the window. You keep a rough outline of what the opposing team was
Tadi
doing.
Nets pakai OP berarti half shield dong dia.
It's a dodge of the sky flash.
Kau berani ya pakai OP ya di overtime.
At some point, the way that Xiao and Angel have been playing is surely going to get overwhelmed. They've been pulling out miracles.
Will they clear it? Is it going to be the double face once more?
Oh,
Red guy's not set up. Yampy! He cannot respond and still rock solid. A complete hold. And the fight's being isolated. It leaves it to Nats. But again, Spike out in the open. The crossfire setup. It's all there.
Maybe one day this B-hold will crumble for Na'Vi. Maybe one day Angel and Xiao won't be able to stand up, but it's not today. And that was just immaculate. Able to take the kills through the smokes as required. Na'Vi get up to another match point. 16-15. Neither team able to get across the line on their attack side.
And look at that timeline.
Navi weak on attacking ya. Tadi dia kalah di attacking mulu. Unggul mulu dia pas defending. Ya berarti sama aja ya. Dua-duanya weak on attacking.
And if this keeps going, Na'Vi might be in a position to...
Hancur kursi.
If this keeps going, Na'Vi might be in a position to break their own record of the longest game we've ever had at a global tournament.
Padahal bagus loh ini. Navi setupnya.
This just doesn't seem to show any signs of stopping.
Will Na'Vi break through? It's the big question. CNED, fast lane there, flash inside of it. No one can really play the marks towards it. Stuns. It's all being supplemented to try and get them into the site, but it's anyone's game, really. And it's a guessing game at that. Holding for these smokes, but this time, fully advantage for Na'Vi. It's going to be a miracle. And for the map, for the series, Team Liquid having to retake.
But it doesn't look like they're exactly conscious that Yampy could be posted up here.
Kalau
They're
dari
playing you, making sure that they're not open to hookah. But do they really know that Yampy's here?
Yampy, he wants an open sight line. He's got to know. And look at it, he's expecting almost a push coming through into the back of the site there. It's traded immediately. 2 versus 3. Xiao, he falls. Redgar, you're going to be the difference maker. Still the crossfire. Onto the B-long angle, a tap onto it, it's a smoke, you have to force it into the spam. Redgar sticking it, I don't believe he got half, it leaves it to Yampy, into the 1v1, and time. It's against him. Oh, the satchel half on it, pushed away, Ziban!
Oh, GG.
And Na'Vi move forward.
I think it's going to be the most unpredictable group that we have here at Champions Los Angeles. Group D, absolute titans, teams that have won tournaments before, going up, stacking
Aduh,
up.
TikToknya kena
This
pelanggaran.
time, Team Liquid, despite the heroics
TikTok
of
gue kena
Nats,
pelanggaran.
end up getting taken down. Mimi was talking about it on the desk, how at some point this year, these two teams crossed paths. And what once was Na'Vi heading for the number 1 and 2 spot within EMEA ended up in a bit of a decline, a bit of a slump, I think it's fair to say. But they have put themselves up in a great situation here in the first game of groups.
Of course, a round of applause here for Team Liquid. Play their hearts out. I mean, a knife's edge the entire time. See the series go in either direction, but they will be playing now from the elimination side of their group.
And having to face off against the loser of DRX and Loud.
Not a fight you want to take, either way.
Certainly not. But I think both of these teams in pretty reasonable form.
Okay,
There are a
sampai
lot of
subuh.
questions about where these
2
two
jam
teams would
setengah
end
ya.
up being, what caliber of play they would bring to the game, and it was actually
Gue live
really
di TikTok
quite
juga tadi
impressive.
kena
I
pelanggaran
was
cuy.
particularly impressed with what Nats was bringing out here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's send it down to the desk as well to break
Kena
it down.
pelanggaran cuy TikToknya.
Thank you so much for that, fellas. What a game we saw. 4 rounds separating Liquid and Na'Vi. That's how close this matchup was. Don't let the 2-0 confuse you there. Of course, Goldenboy here alongside with Mimi and Sean Garris as we look to jump into the action. And let's just go straight for our Verizon high-speed moment of the match, because you got to give your flowers to Sugetsu, man. This guy, Mimi, just pulled off. These shots were just absurd.
I mean, in this overtime, it was a battle of these two Viper players. Nats, this is his map, his moment where he's Navi's always stepping up, but Sugetsu mirrored that as well. And we had this question at the beginning of the day. Would Group D be the group of death, the group of disappointment? Which one of these teams would step up? And while there was some silliness, there were some mistakes made, I actually think both of these teams...
Kalahnya nggak beda jauh, yang di Fracture juga cuman itu tadi apa 11-13 gitu ya. Itu 17-15.
I loved CNET on the knee. I think he had tons of impact.
Yeah, and they were cooking with this composition too. They had great ideas for the retakes on the defense, on their attacking side. Well, they struggled.
Unggul banget loh dia. Waduh, killnya jauh dong.
Late B execs that were always so good for them was well put together. And Angel also, I mean, the guy's just rolling back the years. He's putting up ridiculous numbers.
Yeah, no, it gave me hope. It really did. And
Killnya padahal jauh banget ya, jauh banget itu.
I don't think anyone really was
menang.
LCQ. A lot of people were doubting out Navi, and for good reason, Sean, because you know there was just so many ups and downs with this team, and we weren't quite sure what we were going to get out of them. But to see the way that this Navi squad has really put themselves together, it does feel like this is I don't want to say a different team, but this is a re-energized team.
Yeah, they are, and even re-energized is the perfect word. Watching CNET like scream like that, I think Josh and Brent even pointed it out. You know, I don't think I've ever seen CNET get that animated on the stage.
And the thing is, he's either calm, or in EMEA, we saw him like slamming his desk, getting mad, getting annoyed with what was going on for Navi. This is the first time in quite a while where Navi's really breaking their loss streak and finding themselves back in that form where they really can be a contender for top spots. I think it's especially impressive how well they were able to adapt, come up with new ideas late, particularly on that defensive side in overtime. It becomes a totally different game.
Yeah, but we do have to be a little concerned, though, about whether or not this is something that could end up being detrimental to them, right? Like, they're showing us some really fun ideas, some unique ideas. Could that be something that plays into it later on when they go deeper into
the
Neon
tuh kan bisa kayak gitu.
What that, you know, what that Rolodex looks like.
Mereka nggak terlalu nyimpan utility kayak Molly sama Snakebeat gitu ya. Padahal bisa kan untuk line up. Ya, disconnect.
I mean, the Neon Wall blocks off the elbow player from the under hookah player from the backside player, and no one knows who's first contact in the crossfire.
Disconnect.
Anymore. It's just such good utility usage.
Yeah, I think they do have to work on some things. The attacking sides, I feel like some of those ideas got a little bit predictable. There was a lot of those kind of like two-stage execs where they invested a lot their utility and then we're trying to contact out in the late rounds. We still saw issues, but I think this is a really great foundation for Navi to build off of. We know them as a team who tends to get better deeper into tournaments. Remember, they only won one pistol round today, got ecoed immediately after that. There's a lot of room for improvement that I think we could see throughout their run in this event.
Yeah, and if there's a team to do it, it would be, you know, Angel, Doom Bros.
I mean, the experience. They've won tournaments before. They didn't have Sugetsu for half the time at Copenhagen when they made their run to win it. They're great in these long-form kind of tournaments.
Yeah, and there really is something to be said about a team that can thrive in a tournament environment, kind of like what we saw happen with Crew at LCQ, and also Navi here, or Navi in Copenhagen, rather, and then, you know, the season structure as well. It's very hard. It's a different type of game.
You have to be able to adapt. You have to be able to switch comps, which is what Navi has shown they're capable of doing. Whether it's, you know, at a suboptimal level or not is kind of up to your interpretation. I think personally that they can flex on so many things bodes really well for them now that they won this opening game.
And again, for Liquid going down to that lower bracket, they had a lot of opportunities today.
And we'll see you very soon, and bye-bye.
We don't know what form they'll be in yet, but they're at risk of another disappointing tournament here if they can't turn it around.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out about that in a little bit, but for now, though, let's actually send it over to Mitch Man. He's actually standing by with who you got over there, buddy. Sugetsu? Sick. Sugetsu for our Verizon post-match interview. Like the flow.
Ada sisi interview.
I'm down here on the stage with Sugetsu after that incredible opening map here, or opening series. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
So, look, this is a really interesting game. Starting it out on Fracture, there were some changes that Liquid brought to the table. What did you make of these changes? Like, why do you think they decided to swap it up?
I mean, they probably watched our game when we were playing in the ME League. And they wanted to adapt to us, like somehow counter us, I don't know. Angel was laughing on their pick. They like basically didn't have Sentinel, so it's like it was easy for us kinda, you can say, to play against. So yeah.
Yeah, it's always going to be a downside. They took the risk. It didn't pay off this time around. And look, starting out map 2, Angel was on fire. He was playing like a different game, but it was later on that you really started to take the mantle on map 2. You were on fire map 1 as well. How did you feel playing here in front of the US crowd?
I mean, it's first time experience, so I really like this. Thank you guys, thank you for cheering for NAVI. Very appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, they were certainly cheering you guys on during all those plays. It was beautiful to see. Now look, Liquid are sent down to the lower brackets. So they're going to have that lower bracket run. Do you feel like they're going to be successful after what you saw from them here today?
Yeah, definitely. I think they can beat the Rigs or Loud like easily. Like, yeah. I think we will go out from group like V and probably Liquid.
Okay, okay. Well, talking about your next matchup,
yeah.
Do you have any preference? Do you any idea on which team you're going to be facing?
I really like how Aspas playing, so I want to really face Aspas. I respect him a lot. There's probably one Jet which I respect. Is just don't count CNET, of course. So I'm looking forward to our match against Loud and that's it.
Okay, okay, feeling Loud for sure. And look, you obviously, that'll be an international matchup, but you're starting here on the stage against an EMEA team. Do you think that helps, like feeling like you're at home out here?
Honestly, yes. I feel more boring, like full, and it's like when I saw Bracket, I saw Liquid, and it's like.
Disconnect. Bisa.
Calling all students. Compete in the ultimate Valorant competition.
The Red Bull Campus Lunch.
Register now for your national qualifier.
Okay, we'll see you next. We'll see you very soon and bye bye.